I ain't even post this shit, but it's all good. Post this shit later. Woo! I don't know who won in that game, but you know, it is what it is.
The Texans pulled it out apparently, 23-19.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Damn, they're turning around their season, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know, they were one of those teams. Them and the Baltimore Ravens were like one of the disappointing teams of the season up until this point, and then that right now, like they're kind of getting their act together because they're, you know, trying to make that run. But, you know,
Davis Mills is who Raider fans think Aiden O'Connell is.
Nah, for real.
Davis Mills has more talent though. That's the thing. Davis Mills like he has like legit talent.
I'm saying.
You know how funny that would be if Pete benches Geno for Aiden O'Connell. You know how disrespectful that would have been to Kenny Pickett. Like I would for sure retire.
But that's what they said. They said they're gonna do like if they go to somebody, it's gonna be Aiden.
That's funny. Like damn, Kenny Pickett, man. That's. Whew.
Man, it doesn't help when you fumbled the first snap.
Man, he's gonna have to have Geno level confidence to bounce back from this, like, cause, you know, you got to be some type of like adversity you got to overcome that Geno had to overcome early in his career. Cause, man, Aiden O'Connell gets to start over you or gets to play before you. That's crazy. Hey, don't forget to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Great Pharaoh. The gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We are back for another edition of Around the Shield, man. And we got a special guest, man. The return of Mint Beats in the building.
What's good, y'all? Good to be back.
Salute, man. Hey, man, we gonna get into it, man. We got a lot to chop it up. Wait, hey, I think Mint's been going because he's like, you know what? I just been winning all these NFL game picks every week. I don't need to show up. I'm just gonna win my games. I gotta show up and talk to these guys. But we're gonna get into it today. We're gonna be able to chop it up and do our NFL game picks. Obviously, talk about the Raiders. We also have another special guest too. We were able to talk to Marcus from Tape Don't Lie, so that's gonna be a good conversation. We'll get into that in just a little bit, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It's that simple. Just another DJ, man. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. 831 Raider in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. I'm not Wayno in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. He says, ate too many chocolate croissants. Blame it on Gino, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. That might be the I think that might be the slogan, but for until the end of the year, man. Blame it on Gino. Blame it on Gino, man. That's hella funny. But Emmanuel in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Man, we got everybody pulling up today. Salute to everybody pulling up. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going live on both our channels. See myself, PharoahNFL. I got the Severe Raider. We got special guest Mint Beats in the building. Was good. Man, what's the last time we had you on, man? Like, I felt like 1-0. Did we have you back in the beginning of the season when the team was 1-0? Nah,
Man, there was definitely hope in my eyes, bro. There was definitely still hope in my eyes when I was last on, but yeah, it's been too long.
Man, night and day since the last time you've been here, man. But it's all good. It's all good. I mean, where you at with the season? Or have you been paying attention, or are you kind of checked out like a few weeks ago?
Nah, dude, I'm a sicko. I gotta watch every game, bro. I don't know what's wrong with me, but no, I mean, I feel like talking to you guys during the off season, I kind of had grounded expectations, and we were talking about this a little bit before the show. Those kind of elevated a little bit after week one. I was like, oh, Geno Smith might actually be able to make this happen with us. Our defense might be better than we expected it to be, after losing all those pieces in free agency. But then reality kicked in, and at this point, I don't think a lot of Raider fans realize this, but we're at the, they say tear it down to the studs. We are at the studs right now. Like, that's what these 1-year deals, 2-year deals are for these old folks. It really is the bottom of the barrel. This is what the season is, and that's where my expectations are. It's just a development season. Obviously, we haven't seen a lot of young guys play. I'm hoping that changes, but we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. It's a developmental season when no young players playing. What kind of season is this? Like, it's a wasted season. But there is 7 games left. Hopefully, Pete comes to his senses. Hopefully, Caleb Rogers gets on the field. Even throwing Charles Grant. I don't mind. I mean,
yeah.
I know they don't want to throw him to the fire, and they know, like, drafting him, he's kind of a little bit of a project, and they want to bring him along slowly, but hey, this is like free reps. I'm just because there's no pressure. Like, there's no pressure to win. Like, it's about you going against NFL competition, live reps. You're not going to get that during the offseason. You're not going to get that, and even in the preseason. This is real live reps in the NFL, like NFL regular season, I should say.
Yeah, and the thing that was apparent to me out of the 2 linemen that we drafted, I think in the 4th round, right? I think Grant looked the best out of both of them. Like, he had really good, he had a really good anchor. He was really great at recovering. He was definitely learning on the job and wasn't strong enough yet playing against backups. But I really want to see him play, and I think we're going to see Rodgers before we see Grant. Maybe they're protecting him. They really want him to get that redshirt year, but if they're doing that to him, I'm like, bro, why didn't you do this to Dante Thornton? You know what I mean? Like, because I really like the traits and stuff, but he's clearly just not. He's not ready to be a consistent NFL player, and I think he can get there. But I think with guys like that, because he seems like a very like high, very low. He's a rookie. You know what I mean? These kids don't know how it is to play 17 games in the NFL season. Yeah. I feel like someone like that would have benefited from a redshirt year. I don't know the like picking and choosing of like, we need this guy now, we can let this guy sit. It's just kind of peculiar to me, but yeah, that's.
And then, meanwhile, the guy that's supposed to be day one ready has a hard time getting on the field. In Jack Besh, guy that you drafted in the second round. That doesn't make any sense. That's probably going to get Pete Carroll fired. Stuff like that, like where you're not getting you're not getting guys, like you're picking and choosing to put guys out in the field, especially like the first 3 rounds. Like, look, what are they? Darian Porter. That's supposed to be a Pete Carroll guy. Like, that's a guy that has the measurables. And from what we've seen, look kind of decent out there. He don't look bad enough where he shouldn't be out there. He looks good enough where he should be out there and getting those reps. And you could start with Jack Besh. You can keep going with Darian Porter. You can keep going with Caleb Rogers. I know the D linemen are getting in there, but JJ Pegues was a healthy scratch too as well. But that's
Tonka played at least.
Tonka played. Yeah. I mean, Cam Miller, throw him out there. But they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do Cam Miller. They're not gonna do Cam Miller at all.
We all know why Dante Thornton is playing, but we all know why he's playing.
Yeah. That's Pete Carroll special right there. That's Mr. Compete himself.
Yeah.
That being said, we were able to talk to my guy. Oh, I'm freezing up right now. Hold on one second. But yeah, so we're able to get a chance. We were able to get a chance to talk to Marcus from Tape Don't Lie, and had some interesting conversation talking about the draft, quarterbacks, the season, Chip Kelly, all that good stuff. So let me go ahead and set that up. If Severe, if you could hit up the chat real quick.
Yes, sir. Shout out. Just another DJ. Pete is picking and choosing who he wants to play, and it's backfiring in his face. Yeah, I mean, and we heard it early in the year, like right around the time the Jermaine Pratt stuff was happening, right? We heard there were rumblings coming from the locker room that, different guys were being held to different standards. And essentially, there were people that were like in the Pete's doghouse, or there were people who, he had an affinity for. And that was just based purely on nothing on the field, like nothing in the study room or nothing in film sessions. It was all just whether you're a Pete guy or not. And we heard those rumblings then. And, obviously we all know that we cut Jermaine Pratt, and shortly thereafter, Patrick Graham kind of voiced that he didn't want, he was against that move. And, at the end, it became very clear who was behind that move. So we've been hearing it for a while, man. Chip Kelly let it slip that Dante Thornton was the guy that Pete Carroll suggested in the draft. Me and Pharaoh both felt he was overdrafted. He's a guy Pharaoh, liked and showed him to me. I liked him. We thought he was like, a 6th round guy. We overdrafted him, and he's day one starter. Essentially no competition, for that starting job. Like, why? And then it came out, Pete Carroll suggested this draft pick. So he was a Pete Carroll. So it's all lining up, man. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But here goes our conversation with Marcus. We'll be back to continue the conversation, obviously do the NFL picks, but here we go. We back with another guest, man, and we got the return of Marcus, host of Tape Don't Lie, in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, it's been a minute, but I guess it's a good time to talk to you because right now we're looking at quarterbacks. We're like looking forward to the drafts, looking at moves that can improve this team. I mean, what are your thoughts on the season so far?
Just ugly, man. It's just ugly all around. It's just no way there's no other way to explain it. It's just ugly. It's just ugly season. It's disappointing. I'm sure everybody at least thought they'd be mediocre. I mean, this is a bad team. This is an awful football team, at this point. And, from like a coaching perspective, from, how they're personnel perspective, from how they're handling things, and how they're still trying to like turn the season around is bothering me too. Like that's I don't know what that shit is about. But it's this whole season has just been ugly. And to be honest, like I don't know what they do after this year, because they had a tough decision. When they hired Pete Carroll, they're probably expecting a mediocre team, but now they're 2-8. I mean, do you continue to rebuild with him? So that becomes a question, and we're gonna see what their answer is after this year.
Oh man, like we've been saying this since the day he got hired. We were just laughing, like, why did they hire the oldest coach in NFL history? We're just laughing. But the more as time goes on, you see how bad a decision it was, not because it's not working out so far. It's like they put themselves in a corner because he's an older coach. An older coach most likely wants to win now. So if you don't win now, what happens next? You fire another coach after 1 year. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's crazy. But let's start with the coach. I mean, what are your thoughts on Chip Kelly? Because that's kind of been a talking point this season, and how the offenses look. Because defensively, we kind of knew what it was from a talent standpoint. Offensively, there was a little bit more expectations just because there's some talent there. Brock Bowers, you drafted a running back number 6. They drafted a second-round pick. Jacoby Myers at the time was there. You know what I mean? Like, there was more talent there. And they bring in Geno, which has been a surprise how he's been playing this season. Do you put that all on Chip Kelly, or do you feel like it's a combination of the talent and also coaching?
One thing I put on Chip Kelly is the run game. I think his run game is just so simple, and it's just so easy for teams to key on. They do the same looks. It's hilarious. My last Tape Don't Lie just dropped. I kind of went back to the Bears game, because that's a key game with the run game, right? I mean, they kind of switched it up. They went more under center. They ran for like 200 yards, right? But they're still doing those run designs from that game. And that's on film. That was, 7 weeks ago? So, like, the goal line play that they got a safety on this week was the same exact goal line play they ran against the Bears on their own 1 yard line. The same exact play. Trey Tucker went to the same exact spot, and the Cowboys just drive on it. And if Chip's calling card is supposed to be his run game, because I think from a passing perspective, his designs and stuff is not that bad. I think from a passing perspective, it's not that bad. That kind of goes back to Geno and the offensive line. But Geno's how he's handling the pressure too, from how he's getting from the offensive line, is a little bit of a question mark. And why I think that, I mean, if they're smart, they just move on, because we don't need a 35-year-old guy who had a good 3 years and now he's back to looking like how he was when he was a young player. You're not going to see any more growth. He's only going to get worse, because if the guy's not a superstar, I mean, you only see like the staffers and those guys play until they're 40, right? Yeah. So he's kind of done at this point. But yeah, I think Chip's part of is the run game is just so disappointing. It's just so simple. It's like he's still trying. It's like he still has to hash his in college football. Like he had this one play where Genty was on a toss, but he got like -2 yards or something like that. But it was like a fake counter with the toss weak, right? I mean, yeah, if you have like Trayvon Henderson and you're playing Indiana or something, like, yeah, he's gonna get around that sideline. But no, it's not gonna happen here. So if
you have an elite running back, is what you're telling me, you gotta get around the sideline. It sounds like that's what you insinuated. Is that I might have heard that? Maybe I interpreted it wrong.
Ohio State. I was talking about Ohio State, but I see where you're going with that there.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question for you to kind of extend on that same topic, because I know when we first made the Chip Kelly hire, I know you were talking about, one of the things you brought up was, hey, what, his run game is crazy. Like the stuff he does, the creativity, all of that is crazy. His passing game, there was some limitations. On the flip side, Brennan Carroll is the run game coordinator. I don't know if you watched any, and you live in Arizona. He was offensive coordinator for Arizona State. I don't know, or not for Arizona, the Wildcats rather. I don't remember. I don't know if you recall any of the run game there, but I don't recall any of those guys being like, oh man, their run game. Like, back then it was Fafita and Tetaroa. So we all know the run game coordinator's job is to do what? Design the plays in the running game. So the plays you're seeing now from the run game, are those the same plays you were seeing from Chip Kelly when he was at Ohio State or UCLA? Because I know on Twitter you said his stuff last year looked more pro style at Ohio State, looked more pro style than his stuff this year. So that leads me to believe that there is an obstacle between what he was running then and what he's running now.
I think now he has more freedom, because if you pull up like the let's say I did this when he got hired. Pull up his old Oregon run game. That's what they're running. They're running is like his Oregon stuff, a lot of his Oregon stuff. I think when they tried to make the change to under center a little bit, I think that's when Brendan Carroll got involved a little bit, because when Brendan Carroll was at Seattle and he was the run game coordinator there and became the offensive coordinator, they ran more of like a pro style with Chris Carson, and they're actually pretty effective. So I don't know how much is Brendan Carroll. I think Brendan Carroll is more showing up on these guys not developing as offensive linemen. Like the way Will Putnam looked, that's Brendan Carroll. Because why the hell is he looking like that as an NFL player? I mean, aren't you? What technique are you teaching these guys? You know what I mean? That's when Brendan Carroll comes in, is the technique that some of these guys have, and why they're getting there. Why is putting him even out there, and then why is he looking like that? I mean, that's on the offensive line coach, in my opinion. And then Rodgers not being able to play is on the offensive line coach. Charles Grant not being able to developed to play, that's on the offensive line coach. So I think those are really things that are showing up on the offensive line coach. But I still think Chip Kelly is running what he likes to do, and that's what pissed me off, is that he went back to Oregon. He went back to that. He came to the NFL and he started wanting to do air raid stuff, right? So it's like that was my whole problem with him. Is I said this on my Friday Night Live. I feel bamboozled by this whole offense. So I'm like, yo, it's all bad. That's all I gotta say. It's all bad.
See, that's what doesn't add up. Because like I said, I've been watching him. I'm a UCLA fan, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I'm a UCLA. So I've been watching him from his UCLA days, and I remember, I know what he's doing. I know what he's able to do with some of those guys. And he asked, he was able to get Britton Brown and Joshua Kelly. He's able to get these kind of backs to the league. And I saw what he's able to do last year with Quinshon and with Travion. So what he's doing now looks nothing like what he did at UCLA, and for damn sure doesn't look anything like what he did at Ohio State, especially in terms of, because he went at Oregon, obviously his main thing was simplicity, but it was pace. So it worked well because the pacing was so fast. That's really the only reason it worked so well at Oregon, because he had quarterbacks like Jeremiah Masoli, and I guess Dennis Dixon was a plus level, but then like Darren Time, like these weren't like pro quarterbacks. And so but the guys he was putting into the league, Michael James and Kenyon Barner and DeAnthony Thomas, and the other guy that went to Carolina, I forget his name, but like he's putting those kind of backs into. He's putting several NFL. You can't think of a single receiver he sent to the NFL from those times. So his thing was always an effective run game. Even last year at Ohio State, an effective run game with two pro-style backs in a pro-style system with the slowest pace in the country. That's not a Ryan Day thing. That's a Chip Kelly thing, because Ryan Day, if anything, Ryan Day is a Chip Kelly disciple, because Ryan Day worked for Chip Kelly at New Hampshire. So it's like he had full autonomy last year. So if you're telling me last year he was doing stuff that he didn't do at Oregon in college, but now he's doing stuff in the pros that he was doing at Oregon, it just doesn't add up to me.
Well, I'll say this: when his time at Philly, when he started fading off a little bit on offense, is because his run game. That when he came to Philly, I mean, I think LaShawn McCoy just went off, right? I mean, he had like his breakout season, right? And I think what happened then is that the NFL started to catch on to his run game a lot more, and I don't think it's really changed that much. And it's designed for college hashes. So like if you see like these wide zones in college and things like that, it's going to work a little bit better. He's going to be a little bit more creative because there's just more spacing for him, I would say. But I think since the spacing isn't there as much, I think that's his issue, is that he can't really use that space. But, to be honest, like, I think when they try to make the change to under center, that he became even more limited. And, they probably should just let him do his thing with the shotgun stuff. And then, because I think there's some things he could do in the NFL with some of those shotgun runs. And, like, they really needed it this week, right? I feel like it was more stubborn under center when the Cowboys are like, we're going to play dime and we're just going to drop 10 yards back. And what are you going to do about it? And that was the time to bring back the shotgun runs. So I don't know. Like, it does feel like, and I said this on my show too, like, there was going to be a point where Pete came down and was like, you're going to run my offense. And I think that kind of happened week 4. So I think from week 4 on, we're seeing more Pete Carroll have a little bit more say in what's happening out there. Because I some of the things, like, I just don't think when Chip was doing it earlier in the year, I think some of those things should start happening now, since they've been under center so much. You know what I mean? And he's not changing. So, Pete's a control freak. He likes to do things like how he wants to do them. And I think that's a big factor in it too.
So saying that he's a big control freak, do you think he has a say on the offensive line as well? Because I know the number one guy that we've been talking about, that everybody's been talking about. Oh man, Pete Carroll hiring his son as an offensive line coach, but Chip Kelly does have a background as an offensive line coach in his past. Mm-hmm. He's the $6 million man. He's kind of he's in charge of that offense, so everything is going to always fall back to him. So, would you say that he's also responsible with the offensive line as well?
I thought that, but I talked to somebody, and it's all Pete. Pete is the control dude. He's the man. It's like Bill Belichick type stuff, right? Sure, you run offense, but you're not gonna pitch outside when we're up by 10 points. You're not gonna do a crack toss or anything like that. You're not gonna run that type of stuff when I'm out here and I'm coaching, right? So that's why I was laughing when Mike Vrabel did that against the Bucks, because I'm like, that's not allowed. I'm like, that's not allowed in Patriots land.
And so you know what I mean, right? Yeah, touchdown, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it pissed me off. That's kind of why they lost to the Steelers a couple years ago when Josh was there and Derek Carr's last game, is because the Steelers kind of knew that. They went up by 10, and the Steelers were they just came inside, and I was like, bro, just toss it outside. But you can't do that up 10. You can't do that while you're up as a Patriots guy. And I think that's that's what Pete has implied too. And yeah, Pete was the Putnam guy, put him at center. That was his idea. That was his idea to move these guys around. So ever since I found it out, I've been kind of.
And JPJ, would you say JPJ as well?
Oh yeah, it's Pete. It's all Pete. He's the guy. He's the guy. I had other thoughts earlier, but no. It's
I knew it wasn't Chip Kelly from the second that. First of all, if you look at, like I said before, all the important position coaches, they all have ties to Pete. They're either his son or they work for him in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of them. I mean, you're right. I mean, see, the thing is, he's not going to fire his son, right? I mean, he might, but he'll probably make sure he finds him a job first, and then let him go get him a job back in some college as a college coordinator or something. Find him somewhere, hook him up, hook his son up somewhere. But I don't think his son comes back. I have a feeling if Pete comes back, I don't think he's going to bring his son back because how bad it looks. I think he's going to help his son.
Does he come back?
There's a chance. He comes back. I don't know. There is, because does Mark want to have that on him a little bit? I just hope if they do bring him back that they draft a quarterback. So if it doesn't work out again, then we have a guy in here that will bring somebody that's great. Because that's what the Raiders don't have. That's why we're getting Pete Carroll. That's why we're getting the Antonio Pierce's. We ain't got no quarterback. You know what I mean? Like Ben Johnson would probably be here if we had Caleb Williams or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to get that first before we get to these good head coaches, and that's what the Raiders are missing big time.
Okay, okay? The reason why I asked that question, does he come back, is I'm tired of like us firing coaches after 1 year. Like at the end of the day, like there is a talent disparity on the Raiders. Like it's the NFL, then there's the Raiders. Like let's be honest. Like there's a few teams that have as much talent as us, but they're just not that good. Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is that if Pete is not going to be all in on a rebuild and he's trying to win now, and all right, let me just ask you this: do you put the guys that are from this 2025 draft class, do you put that on Pete? And the fact that they can't get on the field and they're 2-8, and Caleb Rogers is inactive in a blowout game where he could have got some snaps or he could have started the game. Like, do you put that on Pete? Do you put it on Pete to that Jack Besh only had 9 snaps last game, a second round pick? You would have thought, okay, Jacoby Myers ain't there no more. You would think that, a guy like Jack Besh would be getting more snaps than he is. I mean, at least more than Tyler Lockett, who just got here a couple of weeks ago, who probably barely knows the playbook compared to a Jack Besh who's been here since day one. So it's just like what, like, how do you bring a guy like Pete back if he's just doing whatever he wants to do and disregarding the Raiders' future?
Yeah, that's my issue. Is he's still trying to turn the season around? Like, I mean, that's why you bring in a Tyler Lockett, right? You're 2-5. Okay, let's bring in a veteran wide receiver. Right. Maybe get him and Geno have a lot of chemistry. Let's work this out. Maybe we could turn the season around. I mean, like, nah, bro, like, you're bad. So let's get through the season and play young guys, and let's get to it. And to be honest, he's never had a problem playing young guys. That's what's weird about it to me. You know what I mean? Like, Richard Sherman, those guys played, right? It ain't like he just didn't like let those guys play, right? So. Yeah, it's true.
He knew he had time.
That's a great point. Yeah, but you know what I mean? So it's the win now mode. Like, are they is Pete gonna want to go get another veteran quarterback, or is he gonna try to, fire Chip and then say that I can save Geno with somebody else? That's what I'm scared of too. I'm scared that he's gonna blame it all on Chip Kelly messing up Geno Smith. When to me, like I talked about earlier, Chip Kelly's passing game is fine. If the Raiders had a halfway decent quarterback, we would just be talking about the run game and how Ashton Jetty's probably disappointing or whatever, and Geno Smith would be playing well, right? Because it's there. Like, I could show it all over the film. There's open guys everywhere. Trey Tucker's having a better year than I ever thought he would. But, the quarterback has to throw it accurately to him. So he's not doing that. So I think that excuse is there where he's going to fire somebody trying to bring Geno back, which would piss me off because the Raiders need a quarterback that is young. Right. And can give us some damn hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. But you mentioned Ashton Jeanty and you put disappointment in the same sentence. Is that how you're feeling about Ashton Jeanty so far as a player in the NFL? Or do you feel like all the things that we talked about kind of have led up to the disappointment of Ashton Jeanty so far in the league? Or do you feel like, I don't see it there with him, or he's not that as good as I thought he was going to be?
Both. To be honest, I think he's being as good as I thought he was going to be. I was never he's a top 10 pick guy, so I was never on that. I disagreed. I remember I got the most comments on my Ashton Jeanty breakdown, like the most comments I got because I said that I don't think he's generational. I just think he's a good running back. I would say I take him in like the top 15. Like I probably take him 15 and back. That's probably where I would have took him, and I think he's performed like that. I think the offensive line is, like I said, it's just a total mess over there, and there's some of the things the teams are keying on. But I think if you get a good coordinator on there with a great some run designs or something like that, if you get like a Sean McVay guy in here, he could be at least a Kyron Williams. I mean, he could at least be that type of player where he's a very effective, very good running back, can get you 1,300 yards, things like that. But it was when you got to like the Barry Sanders that people were saying, LaDainian Tomlinson. That's what I was like, whoa. First of all, LaDainian Tomlinson was like 43. All these guys you guys named are 4.4 and unders. Yeah. And we're talking about a guy who didn't want to run his 40. So is he have a, like I was saying, he could be a good back for the Raiders. I think he's a way better, not lately, but throughout the season, he's caught the ball pretty well. I think he's blocked a little bit better than I thought. So he's a good back. It's just he's not a back that's going to save your offensive line. You know what I mean? Like he's not that type of guy. Yeah. I think he needs a good offensive line that gives him some holes that allows him to be his little. He likes to do like a lot of Le'Veon Bell stuff, and he can't do that with his offensive line. So that's why you see a lot of these negative runs because he's trying to set up linebackers and like, bro, you can't do that right now. I just need you to go. And get what you can, and when we get a better offensive line, then maybe you can see you try to play a game with the linebacker and fake you're gonna go this way, go this way. You can't do that right now.
You could argue that he kind of did it on that safety,
Oh my god,
where he just a complete stop. Like, why are you stopping in the end zone? Like you need to get outside the end zone. It's too risky to do that. It's too risky.
You're big as hell, and he moves people too. Like you're big as hell. Just go get 4 yards. You know what I mean? I think he I'm telling you, he's trying to be Le'Veon Bell, bro. He sees a linebacker. He's trying to play a game. And like Bobby Wagner was like, ha ha ha! I just showed up right where he was going to go one time. Like it's not.
Look! I brought up that exact same run. that exact same run in that game. I brought up like, bro, Bobby Wagner fooled him.
Yeah.
It's Bobby Wagner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my point. Like, it's kind of funny that he does this stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
You've been watching our show, man. You've been watching our show, bro. Everything you said is the stuff I've been saying. All I hear is all severe. It's everything. It's like, bro, if you draft a guy at 6 at running back in the deepest running back class ever, he has to be able to overcome something at some point. We've seen him one-on-one with corners and get tackled one-on-one with corners. I've seen him one-on-one with corners and elect to run out of bounds. Like, this cannot be happening if you're drafted 6th overall. When you get these opportunities, you have to show in those opportunities, I am different. I am different than anybody you've seen. And I called him David Montgomery. Kyron Williams is good too, but I called him David Montgomery, except I don't even think he's as shifty as David Montgomery.
Look, hey, I don't look. The thing is, let me play, because I'm always playing devil's advocate, because it is what it is. Like, just to bring some balance to the conversation. All right, so what I've been saying to Severe, right? Because you're on Severe's corner right now, but not to say you're on his corner. You're seeing what you're seeing. So I'm not saying that you're wrong. But what happens if the Raiders were like, you know what? We need talent. We need talent everywhere. And the one of the highest rated players that we have on our board is a Ashton Jeanty. One of the safest bet to be a good player in the NFL is Ashton Jeanty. You got a new GM in Spytech who probably, you want to make sure his first draft goes smoothly. You take an Ashton Jeanty, and then it doesn't hurt that Pete Carroll probably is probably banging on the door for him, like he's like literally like draft a running back, because he's draft running backs in the first round. This is not his first rodeo. Like Pete is all in on drafting a running back in the first round if he doesn't have one. So I'm sure Ashton Jeanty was a guy that he probably influenced as well. But what do you think? Can you look at it from that perspective of like, all right, we need talent? Because think about it. If the Raiders, obviously they drafted Ashton Jeanty, the following year, if they invest in the offensive line and then he's balling year 2, 1,400 yards, 13 yards, or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever productive numbers you throw out there, do we remember the year 1? Do we talk about the year 1? It's like, do we take an offensive line now, or do we take a running back the following year? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the chicken or the egg. Like,
no, honestly, like I said, I still think he's going to be a good running back. I'm not saying that he's going to be a bad running back. I think he's going to be a good running back, and I think if you bring in a young quarterback, I think he's a great fit for that, right? And like I said, you bring in somebody with just a more developed run game, I think he could do it. I think somebody who sticks to power with him too. I never thought he was as a good zone back, and it's kind of showing at times. And I believe if you kind of get a guy who sticks to power and things like that, I think you could make it work with him. And then, like I said, and he work play action off it. I think you could really help him with or help a young quarterback that comes in. So I think that is kind of set there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they build the offensive line and allow him to do his thing, that gives him more patience, where he can use all his patience and things like that, and a lot of the things that he does really well, I think he can get have a jump next year, right? And that those things can happen, because I see it. I see that he could be like a 1,200, 1,300 yard back. It's just he's just not gonna help this offensive line, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. It's true. I mean, my point to my kind of counter to that is, like, if a guy was injured and you was like, you know what, he's really not going to be good or effective at all this year, and no matter how good of talent he was. I remember Bijan's running mate at Texas, I forget his name, was it Rashad Johnson? Was that it? And everybody was like, he's going to be a dog. He's going to be a monster, but he was hurt. He went late. So if a guy was injured and like, he may not be good this first year, you don't draft them in the first. You don't waste a year. You don't. They don't get guys that are hurt or not expected to be effective year 1. They usually don't get drafted in the first round. Like, you can't punt on a year in the NFL. But
I don't think they expected that though. I think that was like a worst case scenario. Like, I'm sure they look like, when you make sometimes when you make decisions in any type of situation, you're gonna think about all the scenarios. All right, best case scenario is this. Worst case scenario is this. I don't think they thought the offensive line was going to be this bad. if they thought it was going to be this bad, I think they probably would have probably picked up some guys maybe at some point earlier in the draft. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Who would you?
But you brought up quarterbacks.
Real quick, who would you have taken, Marcus, at number 6?
I mean, probably Mimbu.
I don't
know. Yeah, probably. Or I wanted Mason Graham, but he went at 5. So
yeah,
that's what I wanted. Yeah, but people are up and down on Graham right now, but I think I heard he's playing pretty well. So like decent. He's not like.
Hey, Tedero is playing well too. Tedero.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
They could have took that too. Yeah.
I wanted Tedero or Will Johnson. Obviously, there was a scenario where we could have had both, and we didn't get either.
Oh yeah, Will Johnson. See that's a peak problem. His arms are too short, but that obviously doesn't matter. So
yeah, man, that's wild, man. Go ahead, Severe. You was about to talk about the quarterbacks.
Yeah. But you brought up quarterbacks, and obviously, the Raiders, they should be in the market for a young quarterback. Ideally in this upcoming draft, are there any guys that you? So we'll do it like this. Who are your top guys right now that you expect to leave college? And is there any like sleeper you have that may be like a second round pick or a later pick that, may not be on the radar?
So, I mean, my top guys right now that I know are going to come out is definitely, Simpson. I think Simpson's going to come out because he's 23. So I think he's going to come out because of that age. And that is something that's going to happen. You're going to go back and be 24, bro? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyler Shick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think he's going to come out. Mendoza's up there. I think Mendoza's going to be a good quarterback. Do I see he has a high ceiling? I don't know. I think he's going to be able to come back. Dante Moore is a good quarterback too. I think he has some limitations, but he just runs Oregon's offense so well. So he's kind of like a updated Bo Nix, in my opinion. I hate saying that about him, but like he's updated though. It's not like he doesn't have like the feet issues and things that Bo Nix handles under pressure. Moore handles pressure really well. Very poised quarterback, and he makes good decisions. But he runs that offense just kind of like how Bo Nix did, right? But he runs it really well. So I know that he's a guy who can come in and pick up an offense and just be a field general. That's what I like about Dante Moore. But I don't know if he's going to come out same with like Sellers. I mean, Sellers is the guy with high upside, and I think he's shown a lot of growth from year 1 to year 2, like just from being a pocket passer and things like that. I mean, there's still some issues, but I like the growth that he's shown. Like it's okay. The arrow's pointing up with you as a quarterback, and then you have this freakish ability. I like that. That tells me you're going to put the work in to get better. And then a sleeper. My sleeper is Cole Payton from North Dakota State. I'm not going to get too high on him yet, but I think that's a guy that's going to creep up on this draft because he's.
Oh, that's your guy, man. That's your QB1. Just come on, stand on it, man.
6'3", 233. I haven't fully got. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, he's a big guy. He can run, man. He probably is around 4'6" at 233 pounds. He runs
fast as Genty.
Yeah, and he runs a pro style offense, and he just makes big throw after big throw. He's got a pretty big arm, and it's John Spytek. They love North Dakota State players, so that's somebody that I think they're gonna be looking at. But other sleeper, I know Farrah likes Sorsby. Sorsby is a sleeper, but Sorsby just got to play better against better competition. He's got to finish this year out and kind of show that he could be that guy. And it was fun. I've been watching Cade Klubnik, and that's a guy that I think if guys don't come out, that NFL teams are going to fall back in love with just because he has talent as hell.
Because he's mobile. He got a nice arm. You know what I mean? Like it's just like him. A few cut. I think Alar. You know what I mean? Those guys like they just kind of fell off this year. I mean,
Nussmeier is another guy that everybody's
kind of fell off. Yeah, he fell off. I mean, he might. I don't know. Did he? I heard he got benched. Did he get benched recently?
Who are you talking about?
Nussmeier? Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did get benched.
He got benched.
Yes, he did.
They have a new coach. Yeah, they got rid of coach.
I like Nussmeier coming this year though too, man. But that's why Simpson scares the hell out of me because of guys like that, because of Klubniks, because of, those guys, because Klubnik comes out last year after throwing 36 touchdowns and 6 picks and going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Where does he go?
Yeah.
All right, so you brought up Sorsby, right? I've been a Sorsby guy since day one, but I understand like he's kind of a developmental prospect. There's some things that he has to work out. And you mentioned that he needs to play against better competition. But have you seen the players that he plays with?
I know that. I
try to watch the games, and he has a good O-line. I know their number one running back has been hurt the last 2 games against probably, well, actually not against. Utah was probably a big game that they would probably want the running back in there. But, man, like, I don't even know. Are their receivers going to get drafted? I know they have a tight end that might get drafted possibly. But I thought he was hurt. I was telling you, Severe, I thought he was hurt. He's been playing. He just hasn't done, nothing for the last 2-3 games. I don't know if they locking him up or defenses have been trying to take him away, but do you take that in consideration when you evaluate a quarterback, the pieces that they have around them, or how do you evaluate situations like that? Because a lot of the quarterbacks that are the top quarterbacks that a lot of people are talking about, they're in pretty decent situations, so it's probably easier to evaluate them. How about the quarterbacks that are don't have a lot of talent around them? How do you evaluate them, especially because like for example, I think your boy Sellers is kind of in a similar situation where offensive coordinator, offensive line is kind of shaky. How do you evaluate those types of guys?
I think it's a little bit how you kind of, especially in college football, how you kind of elevate some of the guys around you, because I think when you're in college football, sometimes like the quarterback, if you're that good, if you're a first rounder, you should be the best player on the field, right? And I think there'd be some times where you should be able to take over some games. Just like the Utah game, where he's like 11 for 33. I mean, Utah was like, we're going to play man because we know exactly what you're saying, Pharaoh, which these guys aren't getting drafted. We got a bunch of draftable corners. Let's just go up there and press the hell out of them and make them play, make Sorsby have to throw, what I would say, like intricate passes where he's trying to, throw super accurate into tight windows. And, that's where he had a little bit of an issue with it, in my opinion. But I think with Sorsby, there's such a high upside with him as a runner, that I think that if you brought him in as a project, I think that there's just that upside there. But the thing is when he gets in those games, right, he doesn't show that off. Like I would like him to just kind of use his running ability to take over a game, because he could do that with his, I think, running the football. And I don't know if that's coaching or what they want him to do, but I think that's a big part that's missing, is that he's not, when it's time and I can't throw, like you have this dynamic running ability, in my opinion. You make guys miss like crazy. Just go and take over the game.
Yeah, I seen like the coach talking about like how their whole game plan, like going into the season, obviously was to basically build an offense around Sorsby. And my guy, shout out to Ray, he was saying, man, this is how bad like the receiver situation was, is that like Sorsby was trying to recruit receivers on social media.
Oh,
so
wow.
That should tell you, that should tell you like how much there's a talent issue going on over there. But the coach was talking about how like building an offense around him, and you look at their offense, it's a lot of RPO, shotgun stuff. Obviously, you know what I mean, using his legs a lot. So early on, like if someone were to draft him, they would have to incorporate that if he, plays right away, unless like they sit him on a bench for like a couple of seasons. But is that where you kind of see his situation? Like he needs to sit like his first couple years or a year or two?
Yeah, I think he needs to sit and kind of just learn, right, exactly what it takes to be an NFL quarterback, and having to do some of the NFL reads and things he's gonna have to do. Just because I think he's got to get better from that perspective a little bit too, and just post snap things changing on him, and him having to try to figure things out post snap. I think he's got to get a little bit better there. But I do. There's some talent there, and I just like that he's a gritty player. I think he has a lot of personality to him. I think that's going to kind of show his leadership a little bit. I think those things translate to the NFL. So if he figures it out, and maybe it's something you could work on, but he just has to become a more consistent passer. To be honest, I mean that's really what he has to do.
Right, yeah. And that's the one thing too. Like you're right about that Utah game. Like I was waiting for them to adjust and get that short passing game going, because it just felt like every play was just throwing it deep. And you kind of when you broke him down, like you actually pointed something out that I could see as well. Like he doesn't check it down. They don't. They don't check it down at all, which, man, like, you gotta adjust. It's hey, when you get to the NFL, man, that's the best of the best. Like, you're gonna have to like figure out ways to beat teams or whatever. Another guy that a lot of people, well, I won't say a lot, but he's a name that like is intriguing to some, especially a guy last year who, if we would have came out, probably would have been a first round draft pick. But you mentioned Klubnik, but another guy was Drew Allar. His stock has kind of gone all the way down. Do you see as an interesting prospect, or is it kind of like one of those guys like, I'll stay away from him?
I would stay away from Allar because he's so talented and has size and everything, and he's just not good. So like, is it, you know what I mean? Like, why aren't you better? You know what I mean? Like, why aren't you dominating? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's James Franklin, it's this and that, but I don't know about that. I feel like if you're that size, I feel like you should be dominating, with that movement skills and the arm talent and the receivers you have around you, and the talent that you have around you at Penn State. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like it's something missing there. There's something missing.
Christian Hackenberg. That's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about Penn State receivers, but I know they had like last year when he had a really good year, he had Tyler Warren. But this year, I don't know who's good on that side of the ball. But Penn State is a talented football team, just in other parts of the team, like the offensive line and the defense and stuff like that. But that's interesting, man, because I know Raider fans right now, we're looking at the draft. They're hoping for a quarterback. I know me and you agreed on this approach, and you mentioned it actually, was BPA, then trade up into the first or actually draft a quarterback in the second round. Is that how you feel no matter what, or is there guys where you're like, yeah, no, we're going to have to take this quarterback?
Well, it depends on how high they're picking. When I said that, I was thinking maybe they'd finish 7, but like at this point, they might be like 3 or 2. If they're 3 or 2, they got to take a quarterback. I know, Arvell Reese might be, there or something like that, or make changes. I know this is going to be tempting, but man, I mean, if you get the choice at the first quarterback, or you're in a position to trade up with the Titans and get that choice, I think you got to just do it at this point, man. They have to, man. I just don't know. Like, you can't rebuild without a quarterback. So, like, we got to get a quarterback, and then we can really start a rebuild. You know what I mean? Like, they had Derek Carr here. Derek Carr left. You haven't started the rebuild because you haven't drafted his replacement to start the rebuild, which is how you do it. The Patriots, they did all these ugly stuff, and now they got Drake May, and now they're moving, right? And it just keeps going and go down the line, right? You can't move on from a quarterback that's somewhere for a long time without drafting that guy. And maybe you can get lucky like the Lions did with Jared Goff, but that's most of the time that's luck if you go with a veteran retread, and how good do they actually become? You know what I mean? They're still like that old guy that got him traded is still there somewhere, and you see it when Goff gets in certain playoff situations. That guy that got traded for a reason, right? And I think that's kind of the thing when you go with veteran retreads. But yeah, you have to draft a guy, and hope you hit on him and hope you draft the right one. But we'll see what they do with that and who they actually draft at that quarterback position. It's the Raiders, man. They might just shock us with who they take at that quarterback position.
Man, yeah. 'Cause I just keep thinking about 2 things. 2014, Khalil Mack in the first and Derek Carr, and then I look at what the Giants did this year with Abdul Carter, and then following up with Jackson Dart. Because you don't get lucky, because people talk about Jared Goff, he was 1 year removed from a Super Bowl appearance. Not like he was just some bum. Let's give this. He went to the Super Bowl. Right, so I think he had a 5,000-yard season or something like that year. So not like he was just some cheeks quarterback. He wasn't Geno. It's not Tua like Tua is now, where it's we get Tua in the building. It's nothing like that. I mean, obviously they were just disappointed with his performance in the playoffs, and then I think he got hurt that year too. So and they were trading Matthew Stafford, who a lot of people thought was just a guy that just was still a top quarterback, but just couldn't win. Obviously, you got Will McVay and proved that wrong. So I just keep looking at that, where it's man, if a guy like Arvell Reese is there, like, man, like, you know, like I know quarterback is important, and I always talk about, like, I think every quarterback in last year's playoffs outside of Jalen Hurts was a first round pick at some point.
Yeah.
And I think 2 years, the year before that, it was like all but two, and it was Dak and Jalen. So I know the importance of a first round QB, but Aristo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you on that. But the defensive lines, top guys, they're crazy.
Insane.
They're insane because he, like, Peter Woods is ridiculous.
It's Clemson, right?
Yeah, he's nuts. And as
bro.
Bane's probably gonna fall though. I think Bane's gonna fall because he's just short and stocky. Yeah.
And part of the reason why I like that BPA approach, and I hear you, like, if it's early, then I could see, like, I really could see the Raiders have no choice but to draft the QB, because I could see Mark just be like, you gotta draft him. You know what I mean? Just and that's a whole different conversation. I don't want to bring up the Mark days because that shit gets me a little mad. But it's just, I'm just looking at this team and how much talent they need, and I'm not really, like, excited about this QB draft. Like, it's just it's a whole lot of, like, he could be good. Yeah, he could be good. Or it's a whole lot of, like, we have to, hopefully we develop him. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not even a guarantee. Like, even though I like Sorsby, I know there's a little developmental curve. I actually want to, real quick, what do you think of this comparison? An athletic Derek Carr.
Who, for Sorsby?
When he first came out. Because Derek Carr kind of came out with a lot of, like, footwork issues and, like, you know, he came out of that Fresno State office. I mean, he had productive years. I'm not gonna lie, but he had Devontae Adams, though.
Productive. Yeah,
but he had Devontae Adams. He had Devontae Adams. Sorsby, he didn't have no Devontae Adams.
No, he did. I don't know, because Sorsby just runs so well. Like, he doesn't.
No, that's why I said athletic. Like, it's just the arm talent. You know. The arm talent and release. You know, that's all. But,
maybe because who's my conference Sorsby? I forgot who it was, but yeah, I could see it a little bit as, like, more athletic, but Sorsby just runs just so well. Like, he you know what I mean? Like, he runs like he's black. He's,
like, no, like that dead leg he had against
he's a red like Derek Carr.
Man. No, for sure. No, that's why I said athletic. You know what I mean? Like, I had to put that in there because even though Derek Carr ran a 4.6 coming out, like, he has no mobility instincts at all. Like, he just that's a whole different conversation. But my point is that, like, I'm not super excited about the QB draft. Plus, like you mentioned, like, all the other talent, the best players are pretty much on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm like, if we're able to, like, get with the roster being where it's at, we need talent as much as possible. We want to make sure that we hit on that talent. Man, and I just keep thinking about that 2014 draft. I'm like, man, like, or even the Giants draft, like you mentioned. Man, it would do wonders for this team. I mean, they wouldn't be good right away, but it would. A nice foundation would be laid.
Yeah. You know, no, I agree with doing that tactic. You know what I mean? It's just if they're that high and there's a guy they really like that's a quarterback, you know, I kind of just want them to take that step. But, you know, if they have that defensive player that is there and, you know, they want to take him, like Arvo Reese, like, I'm not gonna be mad at that. As long as they, you know, kind of come back and get some kind of young play caller. You know, that's why I'm watching, like, Cole Paytons and guys like that, because you know, I kind of want that. And then, you know, that's somebody that they might like in the second round or something like that. And he has a lot of upside. So, you know, you get that type of guy who might be able to sit behind somebody and then, you know, kind of see him get going later on or something like that. Or, you know, those type of guys. You know, I think if they get some of those second round fringe guys later on, they can do that. So, you know, even Klubnik, like the guy like that, which, you know, he's not having the best year, but maybe if you take him in the second round, you could, you know, maybe that talent, you could grow with it a little bit. But, you know, it's just how you want to work it out. But yeah, they have holes everywhere. So, you know what I mean? Like, they need corners. They need, you know, everything.
Yeah, man. Just a quick question. I know, man, you've been very generous with your time, because I've compared having a high pick this year, like winning Powerball, like the week after the one person wins the $1 billion prize. Like, now you win like the 35 million. Like, it's good, but, you know, you could have had that billion. All right, you know, like, you missed out. You missed out on a big one. So, assuming that, you know, we still have this regime, and they don't draft a quarterback, they go best player available, or the highest rated player on their board. Are there some veterans around the league? You know, there are some veterans around the league that you would look at and say, hey, you know what? That's a guy that could work here.
Veterans around the league, like at the quarterback position. I don't know. You know, that's tough. That's tough for me because, you know, my first thought is Kyler Murray. It's hard for me to go there. It is. But no, I don't mind Kyler Murray as much people. I think Kyler Murray is a quarterback that can get it done, right? I mean, if you give him a great run game, like he has to have
timeout.
What is contract?
I would not allow Kyler Murray, Ashton Genty, and Trey Tucker on the same offense. I would not allow it. It cannot happen.
It cannot
happen.
Yeah.
But the sharing onesies, sharing onesies and stuff. Like, no, I can't have this.
Jetty would go off with Kyler because Kyler, his teams always have great run games, right? So I mean, that's the thing with Kyler. You at least have that. It's more about, you know, Kyler is like late in games. He can be up and down. He makes stupid decisions sometimes. He's more of like a bonehead quarterback. He's more like a Daniel Jones. So like I'm saying, you might bring him in and you might just get some spark, like the Colts are getting. But like, you know, when does the spark go out? And that's kind of my thing. And does it spark too much where we're like, oh, we're picking at 20, at 22, and then the spark is going out and we can't replace them? That's something like if you bring in Kyler or something like that, that would work. But I'm trying to think of what other quarterbacks could be available. I mean, you know, because unless like Lawrence or something like goes off, like, but I don't even see them doing that. It would have to be like, I don't know, what other veterans that are out there that can make it work. I don't know. It would be tough for me to do that at this point, but
I think
it depends on who's available.
I think it all starts with coaching. So let's say, you know, I just have a feeling that, you know, Pete's not coming back, and if he doesn't come back, I think the Raiders' options are going to be limited to defensive head coaches. I don't think any offensive-minded coaches. It just seems like no offensive-minded coach would want to take a job here unless the Raiders really reach. They hire like some QB coach from like Wichita State or something like that. I don't know, like some where like no one is looking at him as a head coach prospect, and they make the jump like that. And the reason why I say that, you know, being a Raider fan, that's what Al Davis used to do. He made Lane Kiffin like the youngest coach of all time at the time when nobody was gonna make him a head coach, but he had to reach to get like guys that he wanted on as an offensive coach. So I'm saying that to say like a lot of the guys that I'm looking at are like the Chris Shulas, the Robert Saleh. I know like a lot of people are like Robert Saleh, but Robert Saleh has a lot of relationships with the Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, and then same thing with Chris Shula. He also has that relationship. He's been with Sean McVay since 2017. So he has. So I'm looking at it from like, all right, two birds, one stone. Like you get this guy, good defensive minded coach, you're most likely gonna get a good offensive minded coach from that coaching tree. And I lost my train of thought. Where was I trying to take this? My point is that it kind of starts there, and where you can start connecting the dots on what types of quarterbacks that you would bring in from a veteran standpoint. And a guy that I'm looking at, but I don't think he's going to be available just because he won a few games with Brock Purdy out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never a big fan of him when he got drafted. Mac Jones.
Macaroni.
Mac Jones, because Robert Saleh has relationships with, if Mike McDaniel gets fired, I'm not sure if that happens, but if he gets fired, there's a connection there with Mike McDaniel, just saying, or any other Mike Shanahan or Sean McVay coaching tree. You see how Mac Jones looks in that offense. He looks like a perfect fit for whatever they're doing there. So that could be a possibility too, as a stopgate, kind of a bridge quarterback until that guy gets developed, or, you know, if you believe these rumors, Tom Brady kind of being all in on the 2027 draft. I don't know if you believe it. Yes.
CJ Carr.
CJ Carr. I don't know. Someone said that was not true. You know what I mean? Someone's telling me that's not true, but then I'm like, I'm seeing it everywhere. You know, I'm kind of seeing it all. So is this true? Like I haven't seen a clip of him saying it. I just see, you know, a lot of places saying that this is what Tom Brady said. He likes CJ Carr. He's the best quarterback since, Joe Burrow and all this type of stuff. But what do you think of that fit right there? Mac Jones. Are you high on him at all, or have you been paying attention to what he's been doing in San Francisco?
Yeah, I think with the right offense, I mean, you can get it done with Mac Jones. I think, if you hire somebody like Chris Shula, who, is, of course, is Don Shula's grandson. So, I mean, the Raiders might get some better calls because in the competition committee connection there. But, but yeah, but I think you bring it Shula. Yeah, right. Exactly. And then you bring in a good coordinator like that is probably an up and coming guy. I don't know. I think Mike LaFleur is the quarterback coach over there.
He's OC.
So you might bring him. He's OC with McVay, but I kind of, that's kind of,
I'm not gonna lie, people been throwing that combination. I'm like, I'm kind of, me and you, I think Severe, you're kind of like, well, he's an OC, it's be a lateral move, but he doesn't have any play calling.
Yeah.
Duties, but I don't know if that'd be good enough for him to get out of that contract, which I think
because the Rams can still block it at that point. The Rams can block it, and the Rams not gonna let you take both the coordinators.
But Sean McVay though is running the show. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Like, he's like, oh, okay, you want to leave? Let's put this guy here, and you could collect my copy. You can make copies of my plays.
I mean, I'm just here to get you guys jobs, basically. You know what I mean?
Basically.
Exactly. Because I was trying to see who their quarterback coach is. Dave Ragone is their quarterback coach, and then Nathan Shahasi. Shahasi is the passing game coordinator. So it might be one of those guys. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. It would be a good bet. It's just a good bet. Yeah. Like that's like if you were gonna bet on offensive minded coaches or that are not offensive coordinators, you probably would want to go to the Shanahan or McVay coaching tree because usually it works out. Unless your name is Zach Robinson, I don't think it's working out in Atlanta right now because there's been little questions about that, but.
Yeah. Mike LaFleur's worked for both of those guys. Just saying. Mike LaFleur, who I said before Pete Carroll was hired, I would hire. Mike LaFleur has worked for Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too. They actually liked him out there in New York. He was the offensive coordinator for Robert Saleh in New York. But since the Zach Wilson draft pick didn't work out, they said management, ownership was like, nah, someone got to pay.
I know he had Mike White looking pretty decent.
Threw for 400 yards. Back-to-back weeks, right? He threw for 400 yards back-to-back weeks.
Mike White.
Exactly. And you remember what happened? Aaron Rodgers comes to town, and guess what? He gets his pick of whatever he wants because he's Aaron Rodgers at that time. So it is what it is. But yeah, man. Hey, Marcus, man, we appreciate you coming on and chopping it up, man, and talking football. Man, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about this because this is an ongoing conversation. A lot of things change. We don't know who's coming out, obviously, in the draft. The season is still going on, 7 games left. We don't know if Pete Carroll is going to stay or is it Chip Kelly going to go or are they going to run it back? That'd be crazy. But, yeah, man, we'll have plenty of time to talk about it, man. If you could let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so find me on Taped Online on YouTube. Make sure you guys check that out. We just got a new store full of merch, so go check it out. Get you some merch and stuff like that. And also, on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me on Twitter. I write it for Silver Black Pride as well. Let's go ahead and check that out as well. And this is where you can find me for the most part.
What's the merch store?
TapeDon'tLie.store.
There you go, man. TapeDon'Lie.store. Yeah.
And also, I keep forgetting, but I do this show on Sunday too. Draft Fanatics. I do. We've been doing quarterbacks. We're doing wide receivers this week, so we're breaking down some wide receivers. They like Jordan Tyson, so basically the best guys in this Concepcion. We're going to be doing a breakdown of those guys this week and kind of talking about their talents and stuff like that. So,
give us a preview, man. Who do you like so far? Who's the guy that's standing out?
Oh, I mean, Concepcion's really good though. Concepcion is
was it Texas A&M or Texas
he is really good. But I'm a little bit homer with this one, but I'm a Jordan Tyson guy because I think he's a Drake London part 2.
Think he's who?
Okay.
Drake London part 2. Yeah, because they're about the same size and they have the same ability to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he faster? I think he might be faster.
Yeah. Tyson can do everything.
Okay.
Contested catch, move, play in the slot. You can. That's why I think he's like Drake London because that's what Drake London is. You can move Drake London.
Are you going to be looking at Tate, Carnell Tate?
Oh yeah, him too. Yeah, teams.
Okay. All right. Hey man, hey, definitely tune in this Sunday, Draft Fanatics.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go,
And,
man. Hey Marcus, man.
At NFL Draft Index on Twitter.
At what? Say it again.
At NFL Draft Fanatics on Twitter. So you guys see that.
At NFL Draft Fanatics on Twitter. Check that out, man. I'm definitely gonna be checking that out, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Hopefully we do this again soon.
All right, appreciate you guys.
All right, man. Peace. We back. Well, kind of back.
Yes, sir. It was good.
We kind of back. Hold on one second. Let me get this together. Severe, if you could hit up the chat real quick, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Great interview by Mark John,
Yes, sir.
Marcus from TDL, from Tape Don't Lie.
Facts. We saw some interesting takes in the chat. Shout out. Trying to get to some of these. Salah, Clint Kubiak as OC, and Kubiak. See the problem with, I think you would mean Clay Kubiak most likely, but both of those guys are coordinators for San Francisco. So I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to be just so generous to let both of those guys leave. One of them he would have to allow, because if one of them is promoted to head coach, he wouldn't be able to block that move. But if it's a lateral move from coordinator to coordinator, the team has permission to block that move. So I don't think we'd be able to pull that off. But Clint is doing his thing in Seattle. Clay is doing his thing in San Francisco. So both of those guys will be, might get some buzz as head coaches. Obviously, we already tried to reach out to Salah and bring him on as a head coach, and he quite intelligently turned us down. That's actually a feather in his cap.
Not as a head coach. Not as a head coach. He
turned DC, it down. But as a head coach in waiting.
Yeah. Because he didn't trust it. Like, he didn't trust it, and rightfully so. Like,
yeah,
look what's going on right now.
Intelligently said, you know what, I'm cool. We was gonna make him the highest paid too. He's like, know what, I'll take this little haircut, take less money, take them California taxes, and be cool.
Right, man. But hey, look, great minds think alike. I think everybody's kind of on the same page, or at least keep being realistic. I can see in the chat they're talking about all the defensive-minded coaches that you compare with OCs. Because let's be honest, like the Raiders right now, they're not going to be the destination for a lot of these offensive coordinators. They want a quarterback in the building, and right now the Raiders don't have that, and the talent's not there. It's just, but a lot of it's. I feel like it's easier to get defensive head coaches because, if we're being honest, it's harder for them to get a job compared to an offensive-minded coach. So the Raiders might have their, I don't want to say pick of the litter when it comes to defensive-minded coaches, but they'll have a better chance of getting a good defensive-minded coach. Now it's just a matter of like getting that OC hire right. So I'm looking in the chat. I can see people trying to connect the dots. I know Severe, you pointed out the Clay Kubiak. A shout out to Black Salesforce. He says Salah, Clay Kubiak, who's the OC for San Francisco right now, brother of Clint Kubiak, and then Mac Jones. But I got to push back at you, Black Salesman. I seen that you said a third round for Mac Jones. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I can't do that. That's a little too little rich for my blood, man. It's too much, man. I can't do it. Especially after the Geno experiment went left. You could argue, and we were talking about this backstage. We're like, do we want to trade for? Because that's how you're gonna have to be able to get a guy like Mac Jones. Do you want to trade for another veteran quarterback? And we're not saying that this is going to stop them from drafting a quarterback, but do you want to do that just to have that security blanket in the building, just to have that veteran presence in that building? Because it sounds like if we're looking at head coaches, that means Pete Carroll's on his way out. That means Geno is most likely on his way out. So then that leaves the quarterback room as is, which would be AOC and Kenny Pickett. And if you want to throw in Cam Miller's not even on the roster. He's on the practice squad, so technically he's not on the roster. But if you want to throw him in there, but that's not going to make or break or change anything. So you could argue like maybe we need to add another vet in there, or another just along with the rookie QB, and just let the best man win. I know Mitt Beats, you're like, hey, you can't see The Raiders not drafting a quarterback in the first round. We were talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be in the either first or second round this year for sure. It would be. I just can't see them earning a top 5 drafting spot and having quarterbacks within reach. That looks like there's going to be at least 3 that are going to be available. You know, and we're going to be within striking distance. And as much as I like a lot of these defensive players early on in the draft too, I just don't know if the Raiders have the luxury of waiting another year. And just taking a flyer on the next draft class, unless they already are kind of telegraphing that they like a CJ Carr, they like some of these younger dudes. Maybe Sellers goes back to school and then comes out, and do it that way. But I don't know. It's just hard for me to imagine going the veteran route again. I mean, we are, like you said, we already traded for 2 Kenny 2 gloves. We traded I believe a 5th for that. We traded a 3rd for Geno. It's like, I don't know if we go the veteran route again, especially through trade. It has to be a free agent. If I'm gonna be signing a veteran, it has to be someone that I'm not giving up draft capital. Because to be honest, it's like that's the most important part of all of this. It's like I'm not prioritizing winning next year. I'm prioritizing winning 2 years down the line. You know what I mean? Building this team correctly. And I don't know, with this draft being supreme, like with this draft being dominated with a lot of defensive players early on, I could definitely see the enticing aspect of that. But if a quarterback's there and he's your guy, or like you feel comfortable to take a flyer on him, I feel like the Raiders got to take their first quarterback in the first round since Jamarcus Russell. Man, it's been way too long since we've taken a dude with talent like that coming out. And if it's Fernando Mendoza, I feel like I would be fine with it. Ty Simpson, I want to see what he does in January. But yeah, I feel like it's too early to be sure about it, but it's just hard to imagine not taking a quarterback in the first round.
I hear you. I'm just not super like high on the quarterback class, like overall. And then I just look at the team itself and just like, man, like we need talent everywhere. And there's some great talent to be had, like in other positions. And I know Raider fans don't want to hear that, but I'm not saying don't draft a quarterback at all. I'm just saying just take the best player available. People don't want to hear that, but like I'm cool. Hey, I could see it working. It works in other places. It's worked for the Raiders in the past. Rinse and repeat. But the problem is the Raiders have my argument. My problem is that the Raiders don't draft a quarterback if it's not in the first round. The last few years, like I'm sure they probably liked a guy in the first round the last couple of years, but obviously they weren't able to get them, or they were out of the range to get them. They couldn't trade up, or whatever the case may be. But after the first round, they probably could have took a flyer after the first round on somebody, but they left the quarterback room as is. And the quarterback as is was Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett. And you're wasting all these years, developmental years, on some quarterback that you probably could have developed and probably could have seen what happened, what he could have. Because it's the quarterback position is hard enough to get right. So why are they going? They're going about it in a. To me, I just don't agree with it. I feel like they should go about it like it's a numbers game. You draft until you get it right. That's how I look at it.
I agree with what you're saying for sure, but like with these, especially with the Raiders organization, how do you know you're going to get the time to develop a quarterback? Like you don't know. That's not guaranteed as a Raiders coach. Especially drafting someone in the third round, it's like you can't rush him out onto the field. You know what I mean? Like we got lucky with Derek Carr being ready to go with Max Shaw, but falling off of a cliff. When we signed him, it's like that stuff doesn't happen. You don't get Dak Prescott's, in the third round or fourth round coming out of Mississippi State all the time and get to play them early on. So. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of slow walking this get rid of Pete situation, because it's like, okay, we're saying that we're going to find a coach to kind of bite the bullet and be the fall guy while we, you know, buy some time and get more years. I definitely don't want someone that's going to be here for 1 year drafting a quarterback, you know, in the first round per se. In the first round per se, like, okay, like we got but we're going to get the Aiden O'Connell situation likely all over again, even if he is talented. Let's say that we got Aiden O'Connell and he turned out to be a stud. He's still gone through 4 coaches, 5 coordinators, you know, or whatever the number is. It's like, I would much rather, you know, let this kind of play out. I definitely agree with, like, you know, if we have the patience, doing best player available. If you like a quarterback in the second round or third round, cool. But like once you start drafting dudes, I guess third and below, it's like I'm not planning on seeing him on the field at all. And yeah, I just feel like the Raiders are kind of in a tough spot with no talent. You know, we're talking off camera. We have 3 franchise players right now on our team, 4 franchise players, and yeah, I mean, it's just hard to pass up cornerstone players, especially early on in the draft. And if you're not in love with a quarterback, then don't take one, you know, that early for sure. I totally agree, especially with, you know, we can get guys like Arvell Reese, you know, possibly, you know, Caleb Downs, like these guys, you know, to help out on the defense, because we need someone to help out Max Crosby. I would prefer for it to be like a dominant 3 tech or, you know, running mate on the opposite side. So we'll see, man, but it's just they're kind of backed up into a corner right now.
All right, let me compare it to this, right? Let me compare it. This is a semi good situation to be in, and it's not perfect. Look at the Saints. The Saints, the Raiders should have did what the Saints did. They drafted Spencer Rattler in the 5th round. I'm not saying he's the answer, but they went ahead. They put him out there for a season or two, and they're like, you know what? That first season, it's a 5th round pick at the end of the day. You're not gonna a team is not gonna be all like, look, Cam Miller's a 6th round pick, right? That's not gonna stop you from drafting a quarterback in the 2nd round, which it didn't. They drafted Tyler Shuck in the 2nd. And it seems like they might see some things in him, but if they determine that, you know what, it's still, I know it's early. It's hard to, you know, just give up on a 2nd round pick after one season. But if they feel like, you know what, they're drafting in the top 3 and they just don't think, they're not sure if Tyler Shuck is going to be the guy long term, but they still believe in him, he still could be in that quarterback room, and they still can draft the top 3. Look at the situation they're in. They have, to me, their quarterback room is a lot more intriguing or talented than the Raiders quarterback room. Look at the Raiders quarterback room. There's no hope. What about a Raiders quarterback room gives you any type of hope? You know why? Because they didn't prioritize that quarterback room for how many seasons now? All they did was try to get Band-Aid quarterbacks in free agency who clearly were never the answer. To me, you know, I just feel like the Raiders, it's not, if they get a quarterback in the 1st round, it's fine. But obviously we all know the situation. They couldn't trade up because it didn't make sense to trade up because they're not that talented team. They're not close enough to win to give up, like, you know, there's a reason why all these GMs, like two or three different GMs come here and they didn't want to trade up. They looked into it, but then they looked at the Raiders roster and they're like, man, like, how do I get this quarterback and then build around him without any assets to do that? And they all had the same answer. They said, hey, we're just going to have to take the best player. We're going to have to take the best player. And guess what? It's worked to a certain extent. They got Brock Bowers. You know, everybody talks about Genty. It's a good argument to be had, but at the very least, if he could be a good player, they got a good player. Now, if you look at this 2026 NFL draft upcoming, I get it. But the NFL, this upcoming NFL draft coming, if they can get another good to great player, you start stacking on talent. And then you can, at some point, draft a quarterback like in the 2nd round, 3rd round. I have no problem with that strategy. But if they're like in the top 3, if they're picking in the top 3, which I'm not 100% confident that they will, because if you paid attention to the Raiders these last few years, they always do something to mess it up. And guess who's going to be the main culprit of that this season? His name rhymes with compete. That's going to be the main reason why they don't get to that top 3 spot. Or it might be the main reasons why they get to that top 3 spot is because of him. But my point is, it's not a guarantee. And if they do get in that spot, then okay, all right, I'm not going to be mad at if a quarterback's on the board and they draft him. I'm not going to be mad at that, because then that means that they'll be getting a top 2 prospect at that position. But if we don't, I'm okay with best player available, and then maybe trading back into the first and getting a quarterback, or getting a quarterback in the second or even third round. I'm not mad at it. It's just don't forget about the position after the first. Don't forget about it. And that's the problem. The Raiders forget about it just because, we can't get our quarterback. That's it. There's other prospects at that position. There's other players that you can develop. But for whatever reason, they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to take that. Every regime that's been here, which is crazy to say every regime, but the last 5 years we've had, last 3 years, we had like Dave Ziegler, Mike Mayock, man, it feels like it happened all in a short time span, but they haven't been able to go after a quarterback after the first round. And the only guy that I can think of is Aiden O'Connell, which was a terrible attempt, but it is what it is. I'm not mad at it. It was a swing. It was at least a swing. Cam Miller, I don't even consider that a swing. Cam Miller cannot be. That's not a real attempt. A 6th round. Come on, bro. Come on, man. That is not a real attempt.
The thing though with like the Tyler, sorry, real quick, like the Tyler draft, because like they picked him in the 2nd round, right? They picked him early in the 2nd round. That would be if they drafted a quarterback in the 1st round this year, bro. I would be pissed as a Saints fan, because it's like, dude, we wasted a 2nd round pick on this dude, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. It's like we're talking about like there's so many holes in this team. The top 100 picks, and that's what's so frustrating about seeing these linemen not get any reps, right? As a Raider fan right now, you want to see your young talent get reps and grow. It's like the top 100 picks, they should all be contributors like early on. And if we draft a quarterback in back-to-back years in the top 100 and we're already on our 2nd coaching staff in like 2 years, dude, it's just we're spinning wheels. We are not going to be able to truly evaluate these guys, especially behind this horrendous offensive line as well. It's like the more that we talk it out, the more I'm kind of agreeing with you, Pharaoh, in later the best player available early on, and then trading up and getting that 5th-year option and early on in the second half. In the first round. Sorry, later in the 1st round. But it's just that's why it's a interesting puzzle. It's a quandary to think about, because there's so many ways to go about this, but I really would like for the situation to be set up so we can easily evaluate a quarterback and make quicker decisions, because the situation is so much better than it is now. You know what I mean? Like Ashton Genty is making contributions on offense where it's like, okay, he's a good player. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like that's clear. We're able to get Brock Bowers the ball. You know what I mean? And the quarterback's not going to have to worry about interior pressure as soon as he hikes the ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you could ruin a young player like that. So I think it's really important to, like you say, address those key positions, especially in the trenches, before we even put a quarterback in there. I do like taking shots on some of them, but it's just so difficult with our organization, in turmoil the way it is. Who's to say that they're going to even develop, bro? Like, you can't really commit. You can't say that we can develop a quarterback at this point.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and that's why, like, I want to get Pete out of here, because not because it's not working out, it's just more so like he's doing things that are hurting the team long term. He's doing dysfunctional things. He's clashing with the GM. It's clear, like you're not playing the draft picks. You're hurting the development of the team. You're hurting the team long term. These are important reps that these young players should be out there to take advantage of, because like the offseason, they're not going to get live reps like this. Preseason, they're not going to get real live reps like this. The NFL, like, season is here and right now, and the season's over, but it still could be valuable to the Raiders if they just allow some of the young players to get, and some of them are playing. I'm not going to say like none of them are playing. Some are, but it's like, why is Kelly out there over Darian Porter? Why is Caleb Rogers inactive with the state of the Raiders offensive line? You can make an argument for Charles Grant and be like, you know what? He was more of a project. They don't want to throw him in the fire or whatever. Okay, you can make sense of that. But Caleb Rogers, he should be out there. Come on. Caleb Rogers should be out there. Jack Best should be getting more than 9 snaps, way more snaps than Tyler Lockett. I don't want to see Tyler Lockett. I don't care about Tyler Lockett. He's not part of the Raiders' future. He's not going to. What is Tyler Lockett to the, it's nothing. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of everything. And it's just this. And this is why Pete needs to go. He's doing things that are hurting the team. I can't even say someone is not. I can't even say, is Jack Best good? I don't know. Just let him go out there. Give him an opportunity. He had a nice little play where he had a 20, 30-yard pass. A nice little design that, Chip Kelly was able to cook up. And, he's wide open. Yeah, it was nice. And it looked like he has, he didn't look too slow on there. I was like, oh, okay, got a little bit of wheels. I'm not saying he's a burner, but, man, we could at least, let's see what we have in Jack Best. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what we have in Darian Parker. We've seen him in short, but why do we have to be in a situation with 7 games left and we're wondering damn, are these young players gonna play 2-8? We're wondering, and that's why Chip needs to go. I'm not Chip, but Pete Carroll. Pete has to go.
He's going. Everybody's going.
Yeah, everybody's going. But that's why I feel like Pete needs to go. And I understand, you don't like I don't like it either. I don't like saying that we need to fire a coach every year. I understand. It's not about sometimes a season. If Pete was all in on development, all in on the rebuild, he was understanding on developing this team, where this team is at, and actually being honest, I don't have no problem if he stayed. Okay. Because someone's going to have to take the bullet for this first phase of this rebuild. Because I'm going to let y'all know, man, hey, there's a good chance, it's going to be ugly next season. You know what I mean? In some ways. But then we're going to see some flashes of hopefully some of these young players that are continuing to develop, and then another good draft, another good offseason, hopefully. You know what I mean? Hopefully that's what we see. But when it's that first phase, think first phase, think Dennis Allen, Reggie McKenzie. Not as bad. Reggie McKenzie came into tough situation. Yeah. Tough situation with no first, second round pick, no cap space, all those bad Al Davis contracts and whatnot. It was a just ugly situation, but he was able to get out of that, stack some drafts, and then it's kind of it's messed up. But by the time he had his little great draft in 2014, Dennis Allen he had to tell Dennis Allen hey man, well not him. I think Mark made the call. I think Mark was tired of Dennis Allen or whatever, and a lot of Raider Nation was tired of him. But my point is that at the end of the day, we all understand this is a talent driven league. We're being honest. Even for Pete, there's an argument to be had for Pete and his coaching staff. The Raiders are not that talented. I'm just arguing, and I think you guys, I would say, would probably agree with this. It's just the other stuff that we don't agree with. This is where you're hurting the team long term. It's okay, are you all in on a rebuild? Probably not. You're 75 years old. Okay, I understand. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go, man. It's really that simple.
See, the thing here is that, because it's this is why we're so effed, is because obviously we had Josh McDaniels. We fired him after a year and a half. We had Antonio Pierce. We fired him after a year and a half, but only 1 year of him being the guy. Now we got Pete Carroll, and we're looking to fire him after a year. And then we wanted to hire another guy to be the fall guy to get to the next guy. You feel me? So it's exactly. You feel me? It's you can't operate like that, bro. What low key needs to happen is look, Spytek and Tom Brady are the guys that are supposed to be the leaders of this organization.
Right.
They need to put their foot down and Pete Carroll, you're the coach, but this is how things are going to happen. We're taking this from you. We're taking this control from you, taking that control from you. And if you don't like it, you're free to leave. You're free to walk away. You can work in the job under these parameters, or you're free to leave. And that's how it has to happen. That's how it has to happen, because we can't. Because if we, and and look, who knows what happens. If Pete Carroll could throw it, he could at that point understand, like, look, I was trash this past year, doing everything my way and playing around with the lineups and getting involved with the offense and hiring my kids that don't know what they're doing and, changing game plans and playing favorites like that. I tried that and it didn't work. And now these people are putting restrictions on me. Like, we let you do it your way. You tried to do it the Seattle way and you figured out, hey, guess what? It's 2025. Like, you tried to, this ain't flip phone era no more, bro. People got smartphones now. Like, it's like this don't work no more. So you need to update your strategy. And now we're about to be more involved because this is a wave of the future. And so you can work under these terms or you can leave, And at that point, if he leaves, that gives you at least some kind of grace potentially with other coaches. Like, look, we tried to make it work with Pete. We gave him full autonomy. It didn't work. So we had to change some things, reorganize it. He chose to walk away from the situation. It wasn't a decision we wanted to make, but that was his choice. And we love him and respect him. And he's a great coach. And we give him his flowers. Cool. And then you move on. But like, if you go out there and fire another coach just to hire another coach and expecting to fire him once you get things right, like, bro, you're gonna be in a bad spot, man. So that's what makes everything we've done, like everything you've done previously or everything we've done previously as an organization is keeping us from doing low key what we need to do now. It's almost like of the three coaches, in my opinion, Pete is by far the most deserved, or not even the three. Well, yeah, the two. The last two, right? Of Josh McDaniels and Antonio Pierce. Pete is the most deserving of being fired, in my opinion. Like, he's the most deserving of being fired, just from an expectation standpoint. Everything else, all the promises that were made, like, we've seen like no semblance of either side of the ball be any good. The nepotism, the playing favorites, all that stuff, right? Like, he's the most deserving of being fired. But sometimes your circumstances dictate what else happens, right? Like was Cleveland Farrell was he worthy of the fourth pick? No, but it's like, you almost, like, who else are you going to take, right? So is Pete Carroll, is he worthy of being kept? No, but it's like, our decisions in the past have now put us in a position where we're in a tough spot. So do we take this risk, or do we try to go a safer route? And like, either way, we could be in a bad situation.
I hear you. You're trying to salvage a situation, but there's something to not trusting an old guy with nothing to lose. Like, you ever meet like some old guys that don't care at all? Like, they don't care at all. And I think Pete, he don't care at all. Like, I'm telling you, like, he's the type of person, and you called it out early on, like, Pete be lying. He lies. He lied this week.
Yeah.
We caught him in another lie, not a direct lie, but like insulting our intelligence lie. Meaning that, like, when he said something about like Meredith, and when they asked him about like Meredith, what made you change Meredith from center to guard? Oh, he was a pretty good guard last year. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're laughing about that. Like, hold up, you thought Meredith was a good guard last year, and you changed JPJ from center to guard, and everybody had that. Look, you know what? I get you. I think you're trying to like salve the situation and give him an ultimatum, but he's the type to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then when it come down to it, it's gonna be some type of dysfunctional. Look, once you've identified something, he's not gonna change. It's gonna be something dysfunctional happening. And Seattle, man, like they handle it real smooth. They were like, Pete, they sat him down, like, hey, you could be an advisor here. They didn't even try to give him an ultimatum. They didn't even give him an ultimatum.
But that's why I think it's the opposite. I think it's like, it's almost like, I don't know if you guys watched the show The Boys, right? Like, you watched the show The Boys, where how were they able to, and like, it's not the exact comparison because Pete is not some all-powerful person, but how did they control Homelander in the beginning, right? Homelander was extremely egotistical. He cared so much about his image and his public perception. And that's Pete Carroll. And what will the Raiders do? Oh, they'll send Vinny Bonsignor out there hit piece after hit piece. You see, Vinny Bonsignore already started. He already got the car warmed up, bro. Pete do not want to. Pete got a sweet gig selling reverse mortgages lined up after his career's over. He ain't trying to lose that. Like, bro, you feel me? He cares about his public perception and his image. And he does not want to go down in history as some stubborn old man that, hey, you know what, it was all a facade and a fraud. And, you know, he basically ruined the Raiders, or not ruined the Raiders, but he got to the Raiders. He was acting crazy because, like, the Raiders will send they would. We've seen what they've done to players. Like, they will send hit pieces after you, and they'll write a hit piece on you in a second. We've already seen it start to happen. We've already seen it start. We've already seen it we've already seen it. Like, the entire Raider Nation thinks that Josh McDaniels wanted Bryce Young over CJ Stroud because some source says that was the case. When Josh McDaniels doesn't like running quarterbacks. They told Derek Carr not to run, but he wanted to take Bryce Young, the running guy, over the pocket. But everybody believed that because that's what they wanted to believe. So if we think that Pete Carroll was some crazy dude doing crazy stuff, we'll believe that, and that will be the narrative. And I'm sure he doesn't want to walk away from a Hall of Fame career with that kind of taint on his legacy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I could see him retiring after this year. But I don't know. I don't think they could fire him, dude. Like, I don't know if that's just something that Tom Brady wants to do with his first coaching hire. Go directly through a one and done immediately. That's insane. Like, because it's a show. What it shows people is nothing has changed. It's like the ownership has changed a little bit, but the organization hasn't changed at all. I think the Raiders would prove a lot by letting Pete Carroll coach another year. I know it's tough, but dog, if we're already talking about having someone lined up after Pete Carroll just to give him a year and then fire him, let this man coach one more year and build up your foundation, make the place more attractive, and then get your coach, or have his ass sit down after year one. But, like, I just don't think that this one and done stuff is going to happen.
No. Don't. Okay, so I think I heard Severe kind of point to this, and you just mentioned it right now. So when I say that this next guy, no matter what, is going to take the bullet, or he might be the guy. What I'm saying is this. I'm just being practical. I'm being realistic, and I'm just trying to get through what it really is. And right now, we all know that it's a rebuild, and we know that first phase of that rebuild is going to be tough. Now, whoever they get as a head coach, find the best head coach candidate that you can find. Hopefully, he is the guy. You stick with him for at least 2 to 3 years, and you evaluate if you want him long term. You want, if he's the guy, if he shows something, because it's going to be tough, because you're going to be building out the talent. Hopefully, he shows something, meaning that they show some type of growth, and he's building a team, and they see some potential in him, and he could be the head coach of the future. But my point is that, like, the reality is that they're not going to get the pick of the litter when it comes to head coaching candidates if they move on from Pete. Meaning that I'm sure, and Tom Brady already made it known by his the guy that he wanted the most. Everybody wanted him, and a lot of these owners want an offensive-minded coach, which the Raiders right now, it's going to be hard to get that. But what they can get is probably get one of these defensive-minded coaches, and you can and try to get the best one that you can, and the Raiders can go ahead and do that, which they thought they got that in Pete Carroll, but that's a whole different conversation. It was a terrible hire, but what I'm saying is go get a young guy and get a young defensive-minded coach, pair him up. This is this is probably the most important hire for a defensive-minded coach, is that offensive coordinator spot. So I'm sure that's probably going to be in the interview process to identify who they want as a head coach. Who's going to be your offensive coordinator? Who you identified as the guy, like, and they can work together to get that right. And then you get that right, and then you draft your guy. You draft your quarterback that you guys want to draft in the first round or whatever, second round, or whatever the case may be, however way they get that quarterback. And for 2 to 3 years, he's going to be in that system. And if he's not the guy after 2 to 3 years, then you replace him. That should be the process with a lot of these coaches. It should be a 2 to 3 year and then evaluate. That's how it should be. But the Raiders have been just firing coaches after 1 year, a year and a half, which has been terrible. I get it. But with this Pete Carroll situation, it's just all bad, bro. Like, it's just too risky. It's just, he's already messing up like the development of this team with some of these young players. Like, and it's clear that we can look at it and say it's a rebuild. The front office can say that it's a rebuild based off their moves and actions, because look at what Spytek did in his first offseason. Did he make any type of real investments? Like, did he sign any? He didn't do none of that. A guy that wants to win now is going to be signing contracts to, he's going to be signing players to big contracts. He didn't do none of that. And I think the only move that you could probably say is trade for Geno for a 3rd round pick. But come on, man, that was a Pete Carroll. Like, get your guy, get your quarterback type of move. They needed someone back there.
Genty.
Signing Lockett. I don't know. I feel like
even Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, that was, bro, Amari literally said in the presser that Pete was texting him all off season. Not Spytek, Pete. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Hey, just get this guy out the building, bro. Get him out of the building.
I mean, I know we're about to move on to game picks, but to piggyback off what Matt was saying, if we fire Pete, it is going to be looked upon by everybody in the football world as same old Raiders. And there is a song, and the old heads in the chat that they will appreciate this. It's a song from The Who. Ironically, the song is called "Won't Get Fooled Again." And one of the famous lines from that song is, "Say hello to the new boss, same as the old boss." And that's what it'll be with the Raiders.
I mean, they're already saying that, man. Like, they're already saying it. The Raiders' reputation is already out there. The Raiders' reputation is already stained. It's already out there. They're already saying the same old Raiders. You know why they're saying the same old Raiders? Because we're getting blown out, beaten up. It's just, look at the season. Look at the way this team is, the product that we see on the football field. They already have a view on the team. So at this point, the Raiders need to focus on getting it right. Get it right. Just put a young guy in there and just put him out there for like 2 to 3 years and see what happens. That's all I'm saying. Like, Pete getting Pete put themselves in a corner, and we I think we can agree on that. Getting Pete put himself in a corner, meaning that, like, if he didn't win the way he wanted to win, if he didn't get it done the way he went, like, we're figuring out that it has to be done Pete's way. And a lot of these moves, a lot of these things are connected to Pete Carroll. That's all I'm saying. We should just cut ties, but we could keep going on this Pete Carroll. I'm done. It's over. The Pete Carroll, I hope I'm trying to get with y'all and say, like, hey, hopefully he comes back. But if you're clashing with the GM and you're not, bro, you're messing up the team, bro. You're messing up the team.
Yeah. We got 7 weeks left. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Like, as far as like being 2-8, dog, it's like, it's over. It's over. It's over, bro. Like, it's done. But like, the thing is, I'm not gonna be out here like saying like we're losing because Pete Carroll. Dude, there's no talent on this team.
Right.
There's no talent on this team, dog. Like, it doesn't matter who the head coach is. If there's no talent on a team in the NFL, dude, the NFL is all about talent. Like, obviously you need to have very special people orchestrating an offense and a defense, people that we were talking about, pre-show, right? Like, you need people that are able to scheme every single week. But like, if you don't have the Jimmys and Joes, then it's not going to work at all. And that's why I don't mind him staying around, dude. Like, let him be around this. But like, I agree with you. He needs to talk. The front office needs to straighten this out and be like, yo, like, we're focusing on developing our young guys. If you are not going to be a part of that, we want volunteers, not hostages, right? Mike Tomlin. Then sit your ass down. You're retiring. But like that, I can't imagine that the Raiders this offseason, but especially with the amount of people that they didn't re-sign and the people that they went in free agency and signed, I doubt that they didn't have a conversation that this was going to be a year where we're going to play our young guys, we're going to build, through the draft, and we're going to develop, because that's your calling card. That was Pete Carroll's calling card: draft, develop. And it's just, I don't believe that this dude is like just so anti that. I know he's trying to win for sure, but it's like, damn, dog, if you're not, if we're 2-8 and this week I don't see Caleb Rogers active, at least, you know what I mean, Jack Besh getting more than 8 snaps, you know what I mean, like if I don't see that, then I told you I'm slow walking to fire Pete Carroll, but like there's still 7 weeks left.
Look, Severe said last week, or a couple weeks ago, he was talking about Spytek. He was talking about he said Spytek need to grow a pair or something to that effect and stand up to Pete. And and he was making a point. I understood what he was trying to say, but I kind of pushed back and said, nah, they should have established what it really was. But now that I think about it, Pete is going to be Pete. Pete's always been in charge everywhere he's went. He's always been in charge. Them John Schneider, Seattle Seahawks, Pete had the final say on the roster. He had to be kicked out so John Schneider could run the team. Meaning they had to tell him hey, it's time so John Schneider can finally run the team, because all those years it was Pete Carroll. And to Severe's point, the reason why I brought that up is that there are some people you can talk to, you can sit them down, hey man, this is what we're trying to do. But there's some people you just got to accept them for who they are. Yeah, and a 75-year-old head coach, he is who he is, bro. You let it go. Just
if there's one thing that 70-year-olds understand or they have an affinity for, and it's things from their past, right? They love the old TV shows. They love the old clothes. They love old technology, old cars. You know what I do if I'm Mark Davis and I'm Tom Brady and I'm John Spytek? I explained all this to Pete Carroll in the nicest way possible, and let's say I get a little pushback. I turn all the lights in the room and I point to the corner. You know what's in that corner? An overhead projector. Try me if you want to. Try me if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll say about this though is, and this is the reason why I don't think Pete Carroll is this overlord of the Raiders franchise right now. We would have spent so much more money in free agency if this man was making all the decisions. You can't tell me that we would have $40 million free in cap space if Pete Carroll was trying to win now this year. You know what I mean?
You mean if you're saying Pete?
Yeah, if Pete was this dude that's pulling all these strings, he's bypassing John Spytek. He's you know what? This is how we're orchestrating our roster this year. Yeah, you could draft who you want. Cool. I like Ashton Genty. Let's draft this guy, Deontay Thornton. Cool, let's get him. But we would have been much more active in the free agency. Bigger spenders is what I would imagine. Okay, we got Jeremy Chin. These dudes are on 1 and 2 year deals. That's a John Spytek philosophy signing right there, because he knows we're rebuilding. But if Pete Carroll was doing all this shit in the offseason, we would have been big spending, dude. That's why I don't really. I think maybe game day roster for sure, but I don't know. I'm not buying into he's just so disconnected from the front office. I know they have to have dialogue. I just think there has to be a come to Jesus moment where it's yo, dog, I understand you're trying to put the best people on the field, you got to look your veterans in the face. We're trying to win type shit. But now they know what the season really means. And if that doesn't happen in the next 4 weeks, I'll even say 3 weeks, then I'm joining the Pete Carroll, it needs to be sat down and talked to and then put his ass in the corner party. But I'm still kind of, again, slow walking.
But I will say this. The problem with trying to have a come to Jesus moment with Pete Carroll is that Pete Carroll grew with them. He knows them personally.
He's out here riding on them Palestinians, bro. He had his rock. He's rock and chisel in hand, dog. He was out here taking notes.
Man, yeah, man. I see your point about Spytek, and yeah, like I think Spytek did play a hand in some of the in the offseason for sure. Like I pretty much alluded to it when I was saying, like, look at how the Raiders approached the offseason. Like their moves didn't tell you that they were all in on winning it in 2025. But what I think that Pete Carroll thought he could win regardless. I thought he was confident. He was so like, hey, I could win with this roster, because that's all he was saying. That's all he was talking about. Every chance he could get, every time there was an opportunity to talk about winning now and winning 10 games, 9 games, you know, he said it. So, and that's part of the disappointment of this season, I guess, or the disappointment with Pete is that, you know, he fell short of that, but also he's not accepting the fact that, like, hey, you know, you're not going to win 10 games this season. You're not going to win 9 games this season. All right, it's going to be a long season. Let's start giving these young guys an opportunity to play. And he's pushing back. And that right there is like a little bit like, okay, now you need to go. Now you messing with people. Yeah. Now you messing with the Raiders' future. Now you're messing it up. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not, what is the purpose of signing Tyler Lockett? Why are you signing Tyler Lockett when you drafted a wide receiver in the second round who's only getting 9 snaps? We can go on and on, man. There's some super chat. Let me go ahead and address these super chats real quick, man. We could talk about how bad this situation is, but, you know, it is what it is. Space Beast in the building, man. He says, does Marcus want to keep Pete? Just talking to him, it doesn't sound like it's a possibility he comes back, but I don't think he... I don't think he wants him back.
Marcus thought it was a possibility he comes back. I don't know if he wants him back, but he thought there was a possibility he comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. And to Mitt's point, there's 7 games left. So maybe Pete just like, okay, well, let me do what you guys say. And then he comes back a second year and then he does the same shit. But, you know, that's a whole different conversation. We're not going to talk about that no more. All right, LS in the building, man. Appreciate the super chat. Let me give y'all, man, show y'all love, man. That's for Space Beast. That's for LS, man. Appreciate the super chat. He says, 0 point in getting another vet QB. The product is never the same when they put on a Raiders jersey. You're already paying, because I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people talk about Sam Darnold, but I don't know if he would have been good with this. But when they put on the Raider jersey, you're already paying Geno. Let him go again if you're drafting a young guy, which I doubt we are. Damn, but Geno just looks like he shouldn't even be out there.
Like, that's all out reloaded, you know, as a starter next year.
Yeah, man. I don't think anybody would have him starting in the NFL right now. Like, he needs to go back to the bench, if you ask me. But, you know, it is what it is. Space Beast again with the super chat, my guy. He says 2025, we all become Josh Dubois. Hey, man.
No dead ass, man.
Hey, look, I'm just being honest. I don't care. I don't care about hurting feelings. Like, it is what it is. Like, this shit it's been way too long. The Raiders have been trash for way too long. Like, we're not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, maybe next time. And you know what? Maybe he meant well. Like, nah, you're not good. You didn't do your job. It is what it is. Let's get someone in the building that's qualified. And I'm not saying that should be the talking point to every coach that comes in the building. I just want the Raiders to be run like a normal organization. Like, do things the right way. Take the long road, not the shortcut. Like, let's not. Man, it's just I'm just tired of the Raiders not being a normal run franchise, and that's why like I'm made clear that if we move on from Pete, to give that coach a good amount of time in order for him to at least show you something. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to develop that team, and to your point, man, they're going to need to add more talent. But I think in 2 to 3 years, you should know, like, okay, is this a coach that you want to continue to coach this team, or should we move on to a better coach that's ready to coach this team? Because that's what happened with Dennis Allen. What happened with Dennis Allen? Once he coached for like two years, almost 3 years, at least 2.5 years, and he got let go in that's I think that third year, but that year was that 2014 year, and then guess who came in? Del Rio. Del Rio capitalized on the accumulated talent that McKenzie was able to do with that Raiders team, and they went 7-9, they went 12-4. So this should be the recipe, and this is to everybody that also says, oh, well, look at all these other teams that just new GMs come and new coach comes and they win right away. It's just there's no like
look at
realistic,
the Commanders, dude.
Yeah, there's no realistic outlook on. Well, Commanders had Jaden Daniels. Do we have Jaden Daniels? No.
Well, no, I'm saying to prove your point, they had a great season last year, but it wasn't sustainable. They're the oldest roster in football, and they fell off a cliff this year. You know what I mean? Like we want to build this thing so we have success for years. We can't go the quick fix route. But go ahead, bro. Continue.
Yeah, exactly. You get where I'm going with this, man. So that's what it is, man. Hey, Space Beast, once again, appreciate the super chat. LS, shout out to you again. Space Beast again with another super chat. Hey, man, I'd rather drop coin and Pharaoh and Severe than was it Raiders than the Raiders?
The Raiders, yeah.
Hey, man, I feel you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah, man. Money well spent for sure, man. Money well spent. For sure. Hey, we got LS with another super chat. Says, I'm willing to give Geno another chance with a better O-line and new coach staff. We cut ties after next season. Hopefully inject our year 2 QB.
Talking about so draft guy this year, Geno's the bridge, and then we get rid of him after next year.
See, LS is a nice guy. He's a nice guy, man. He's giving Geno another chance. Well, hey, look, if you're getting Geno another chance, then Pete's coming back. I can see Pete could come back to that. But I don't know if a new regime is gonna be like, new regime is gonna be looking at Geno like, no, get this dude out of my face. But it is what it is, man. I feel you. Because I think after next season, the Raiders don't owe him a dime. They can cut him and not owe him anything. So that's one of the pluses of keeping him one more season. If they get rid of him after this season, there's $18 million in dead cap, which is doable, to be honest with you, for a quarterback. Yeah. That's pretty doable. So it's really on the Raiders on how they want to go about it. And the new
bit like 40.
You said it again?
So Denver a bit like 40. With Russ.
You said, oh yeah. Russell Wilson, that contract was terrible. They were paying him to leave. They were literally paying him to leave. Like Russell took a minimum because he knew he was getting paid like 20 or 30 million that year from the Denver Broncos. That was crazy.
38 from Denver. Two from
Steelers.
Two from the Steelers. 38 or something from Denver.
Yeah. But hey, man, let's get to the NFL picks. Let's look at the results from last weekend. Severe went 8-6.
That's where I'm at, bro. That's just I'm permanently stuck at 8-6, bro.
I went 9-5 and Mint Beast, man. He had a really good weekend. He finished 11-3. Did his thing.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Damn.
Yeah. You went 11-3, bro. Let's look at the.
You don't got me and Mint mixed up. I think you might have me and Mint mixed up, bro. I think you might have me and Mint mixed up.
You were super aggressive. You're super aggressive. Like I feel you. You got to be. Like I got to start. I'm gonna have to turn up the heat. Some of my picks, but I think this is right here. This is the season, the overall season record right now. No, this is not this overall season record. This is the overall season record, right? All right, here we go. All right. So we got myself at 93, 59-1, Severe 90, 62-1, and Mint, man, got the lead. Got a nice little cushion right there. 103, 49-1. Doing his thing. And LS, I seen your comment early on. Had me dying. Let me see if I could pull it up. about your weekend. Let me see. I seen it when we were talking. Damn, let's see if I can find it. It was hilarious. He's all like, the real news here is because did you go 14-1?
I think he went 14-1. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I seen that. I was just cracking up. Oh man, the comments. Hey man, hey everybody in chat, man. Appreciate you coming through. If you haven't already, make sure to clock in. So all we ask, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're going live on both our channels. So if you haven't hit the like button, if you haven't clocked in, as we like to say, make sure to do that. And obviously subscribe to both channels. Your first time viewing us. Brennan says, don't even say the name down here. Car is a favor. You're welcome. I guess it's from earlier. Move up to 4 to get the Mendoza. Nah, I ain't moving up to nothing. If he's on the board, then if they take him, it is what it is. But hell nah. Unless it's like, if they move up and it's like a 4th or 5th or something like that, I'm like, kind of like how when Minnesota went up 1 spot to go, get like McCarthy, you know what I mean? Just that's an example. But if they got to move up and they give up 2-3 first-round picks, oh my God. Oh, that'd be so ugly. Be honest with you, but and it is what it is. I don't be honest about it. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get to the NFL picks. So that's the update. Let's get to the picks for this week. Go ahead and set it up here. All right, here we go. So first game on the board, we got Jets Ravens in Baltimore. Who you got, Mint?
Man, I mean, Jackson's back, so I'm gonna go Baltimore.
All right, yeah, man, I ain't going. I'm just gonna pick wherever Mint picks. Severe, who you got?
I'm going Baltimore. You gotta go Baltimore. I'm aggressive. I ain't being that aggressive.
Yeah, no.
This next one's interesting.
Tyrod Taylor gets the start. He took your boy Justin Fields' spot. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be good enough though to change anything. But we got Steelers and Bears in Chicago. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, he did get hurt last weekend. But then I heard it's a possibility he plays. Man, and I really don't trust the Bears. They're like one of them like teams I don't trust. They look good one week and then the other week they just look.
Keep on winning though, man.
Yeah. I'll go Bears. Who you got, Mitt?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna go Chirac on this one. We're going Chicago.
So who you got?
I'm going Steelers. It's my chance.
Man.
Gotta do it, bro. Hey, I gotta go down swinging, bro. I can't.
I respect that.
And it's hella funny though. Aaron Rodgers could play this game though too.
Mason Rudolph could sneak one in though too.
Even if it's Mason Rudolph, bro, I gotta go down swinging. I gotta take my chances where I can get him.
Mason Rudolph.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not doing it with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
He be winning random games though, bro. Yeah.
No, he do though. He would turn up for a game like that. I can see like somebody trash talking him and he turned up.
Oh my God, Mason Rudolph for the win.
Yeah.
Like something crazy like that, yeah. Patriots Bengals in Cincinnati. Who you got, Severe?
I gotta go Patriots, man. I ain't that crazy.
Damn, that Patriots really have
Travion. It's like I was reading something like where the Bengals have like been one of the worst teams against running backs. Travion is on a crazy heater right now.
And I heard that Joe Burrow might come back.
I was about to say that. I was like, is he coming? Like, does anyone know for sure? He was a full participant today. That's what I saw.
But Aaron, Aiden O'Connell's been a full participant for like I think he was full participant this last week too.
But Hayden O'Connell and Joe Burrow.
Ain't Joe Burrow. Yeah. I'm saying like just because somebody's full doesn't mean like they gonna play that. First
Raiders
week.
are telling AOC to stay at home, and he still comes, and he's a full participant. No one cares about Hayden O'Connell.
Take his access away, bro. They were like, "Yeah, no, the key card, dog. We gonna need that one back."
Yeah. Show up to the stadium in a Kenny Pickett jersey, wearing 2 gloves. Like, hey guys,
man. You guys forgot to call me or give me the keys to the locker room, or I mean, he probably has that what Jamal Adams moment or something. Remember that Jamal Adams when he gets locked out? That was tough. That was tough.
How we did Chandler before he started making R&B songs about Josh McDaniels.
You know what? Patriots are riding high. Even if he doesn't play,
Chase is suspended too. By the way, I just saw that.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going
for spitting.
Yeah.
And lying about it. You learn from Pete Carroll. He's like, I could just lie. Thanks,
yeah, I'm gonna take the pass, man. Yeah, I'm gonna take the pass.
That's for me too. Yeah.
I wanted to take them as an upset though, for some reason. It's just Bengals are one of them sneaky teams, but you know,
emphasis on this for some reason. It's like,
AKA Joe Burrow. But Mint, who you got? You got Pats?
Yeah, I got the Pats. Yeah.
All right, Pats all the way around. LS says, I'll be nervous if I was AOC, Pete's already tried to take out Severe in the park car. Brendan says, I'm taking the pass. They've been playing good. Yeah. To think we once beat hey man, this is this year Ravens or last year Ravens. Do you remember that Ravens game? But we didn't know the Pats were that good. The only difference is the Ravens, we thought we were getting our ass whooped.
For sure.
We thought that's what made that game so surprising. But now looking back, the Pats is basically equivalent to Ravens win last year. One good football team that we beat.
Loki owned the Pats the last 3 times.
Yeah. Hey man, that's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear.
Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen? Was he hurt? Is he hurt? Is he gonna miss some time?
You said Josh Allen, the quarterback?
Yeah.
For the Bills. Did he get hurt?
He got hurt tonight?
I know somebody said he was getting up. He was kind of getting up, kind of gimpy. I don't know if he hurt or not, but I mean, low-key, the Pats already running away with that division. Low-key, they'll take it like an epic collapse for them not to win it.
That dude's gonna play unless like he has a torn ACL or something. That dude's gonna play.
Yeah, but you know what? The Bills though, they really don't have like their talent on offense is kind of weird. You know, it's just basically a Josh Allen show. You know, pretty much.
Yeah.
But they got some guys. It's just like they don't have their receivers is kind of like literally Keon Coleman, second straight game, didn't even dress. That's like their first round pick, right? Second round pick.
Second round pick, I think, the year from the year before.
Yeah. And I was watching like, a little bit.
No, he was in Texas.
It
was Texas, right? Or was it? I know AD Mitchell was Texas. Was Keon Coleman Texas?
Nah, Keon Coleman was I don't think he was Texas. Adonai Mitchell, yeah. AD Mitchell was.
He was Adonai Mitchell, and it was the other kid. It was the other dude that was fast that got into that.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah,
no,
Xavier Worthy. James Worthy.
Not Xavier Worthy. It's AD Mitchell and the dude last year that had this last draft that had the allegations that came out this year.
Oh, like their best receiver. You talking about he went to the Browns. I forgot his name.
I forget his name too. Yeah. They had Xavier Worthy the year before. Yeah, where did Keon Coleman go? Yeah, I can't remember. Wasn't
college?
No.
Did he go to? No, he didn't go to Baylor. He went.
He was from like somewhere up north, like northeast or something.
It was like an ACC school. It was an ACC school.
You look like a bro.
Remember.
Oh, Keon Coleman. Yes. Hey, LS, bro. You got it right. Florida State.
Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
Florida What's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they had the other receivers. It was Johnny Wilson that they converted to tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. For real. 3 slot receivers and tight ends and a running back. Like, he doesn't really have like a. Well, I mean, Gabe Davis. But Gabe Davis is kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
He's like.
Had a Mark Cooper last year.
And he was ass with them. It is what it is. But we got the Giants and Lions this week. Severe, who you got?
Give me the Lions, man. Give me the Lions. Ashton Genty Sr., Mr. David Montgomery.
Yeah, I got the Lions. Who you got, Mint?
Hey, the Giants played the Packers pretty competitively last week, and I'm gonna go Lions for sure.
Famous.
All right.
Lions don't got no secondary though. Jameis might go crazy.
Is Jackson Dart's questionable? I think he might play this week actually.
He might play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't pick the Giants this game. It's not one of them games. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. You know, I was looking at that 2013 draft, bro. Tyler Wilson not making out of the training camp was wild. It was wild.
That was Reggie McKenzie too, right?
Yeah, but the only guy that they got at that draft that was like meaningful. I mean, you would probably argue maybe some other guys kind of gave you some at least 1 year or 2 years, but was Latavius Murray in the 6th.
Yeah.
He was.
Did they get Jahad Ward that year?
Jahad Ward was not that draft. Jahad Ward came out 2016. He went 2016.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, he came out 2016. But out that draft, the 2013 draft, it was like Michael Rivera.
Oh yeah.
Like DJ Hayden was the first round pick. Menelik Watson was the second round pick. You know, so it was just
Menelik Watson could have been nice, bro. He had potential. Menelik Watson had potential.
He just never could stay healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was what it was. But hey, they got one started out of there, and then everybody else was like, it's whatever. But that 2014 draft where it was a home run, Barry Bonds. Here you go. We got Vikings Packers divisional game right here in Lambeau Field. This one, damn, Packers. I want to pick the Packers, but Packers has just kind of been disappointing. Like the way they haven't been an automatic win. Vikings, JJ McCarthy's just ass all the way until like the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes of the game. Is Jacobs? I don't know if Jacobs is gonna play this game.
Let me see. He's questionable.
Oh, boy, been getting off though. Emmanuel Wilson was nice.
Okay.
Huh.
All right. You know what? I'm not gonna play around. I'm gonna get the Packers. What you got, Mint?
I'm going Vikings. I think I don't know. I don't like the way the Packers played last week. I think Vikings have been competitive for the most part every week as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings.
Okay. Severe, who you got?
I'm gonna go Packers, man. JJ McCarthy is trash, bro. JJ McCarthy that dude is terrible. He has no touch on his pass. He inaccurate as all get out. Just wild all over the place.
Yeah.
Packers
do got a good defense too. They got a good defense.
Yeah.
Let's see what people in the chat talking about. Francis says Packers roll. SoCal says Packers. All right. Dart has been real food, but that whole doggone division, I can't stand the NFC East. Don't hit me with no single team. It's just never been my jam. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That would be a great idea. Appreciate that. Like, that's actually. We're gonna try to make it like
they can submit it. So they can submit it to like an actual spot.
Maybe like Discord.
It would have to be like, it would have to be done before the season or something like that. Ah, man,
all the participants that want to hop in, like join before the season.
Yeah.
I'd be sick if
Yeah,
y'all did that.
Yeah, we just have to make. Yeah, that'd be. We just have to find a creative way to do it.
Maybe like prerequisites too, like people that have like actually pull up to Thursdays every week. You know, like LS, obviously, like you gotta earn it a little bit. You know, obviously subscribe, of course. You know,
LS is disqualified. He lives in the future, so he can't participate.
Hey, LS went 14-1. He said he went 14-1, man. So, hey, man, I'm not betting against LS for sure.
Man,
yeah. What are these parlays looking like, LS? I know you're in the parlay game, dog. But it's just drop me a line real quick.
Facts.
We got Colts Chiefs this week. At Arrowhead. Chiefs coming off a loss. Colts are they coming off a bye week? They're coming off a bye week. Are they coming off? Or did they win last week?
They won. I think they won. Is that when Jonathan Taylor? Is it last week? Jonathan Taylor went crazy the first game, and
it's going crazy all season.
And Madrid, was that Madrid, right? No, it wasn't Madrid or Germany.
They played Atlanta last week.
You might be right. I remember I think I picked the Falcons that game too. I don't know if that was last week or the week before.
I think it was the week before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a bye before. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bye week, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I didn't see.
Yep.
But let's see, man. Who should I go with this week? Arrowhead. Chiefs coming off a loss. Damn, Colts coming off a bye week too. Damn, and then I don't know, Daniel Jones. I don't trust him.
Daniel Jones turning back into Daniel Jones, right?
I don't trust him, man. I really don't trust him. And this could be a trap game in Arrowhead. It could easily be a trap game, but the Colts are that team, and they're coming off a bye week, so they have 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor too going crazy.
Man, this could really go either. This could go either way.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Tough one.
You gonna be bold?
I'm going Colts, man. I've been doubting them the whole year, so I'm just gonna go Colts. Who you got, Minute?
Man, I was hoping that this would be my upset pick, but I am also going Colts.
See, I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Yeah.
This is not a team I would have picked early in the season. This is your team to begin the season, and man, I'm learning, man. They're a good team. Steichen has a boys role, and it's crazy too. I was like, man, I was hoping Steichen was going to be on the hot seat, and I didn't care. I didn't even care what Chip Kelly did here. I would fire Chip Kelly instantly for Steichen, bruh.
Bro, yeah.
Man, but all the guys that I wanted to get fired are not going to get fired is because I know that they're good offensive coaches. Are Steichen? It looks like maybe Mike McDaniel might stay on. The way he's kind of I feel like there's a possibility he can stay on. Dave Canales, I thought he was going to get fired. Yeah. He was on a hot seat a little bit, but he has them at 6-5 right now. Trending upwards, so he's not gonna get fired. And that was another offensive minded coach. I'm like, oh, okay, that could be a good OC for Pete, or because he has that Pete connection, or whoever the next head coach of the Raiders would be. But a lot of these guys, man, they holding on real tight to their job. So, Severe, who you got this week? Colts or Chiefs?
I gotta take the Chiefs in this situation, man. I gotta let that thing fly, man. Gotta let that thing fly, man. This legit looks like the Super Bowl slump. The Chiefs have been able to avoid it previously, but it looks like it's really rearing its ugly head this year. So, but I gotta take them calculated risks, man. Gotta take those calculated risks.
All right. Let's see the chat talking about. Oh yeah, man. I'm tired, man. I'm just tired.
Pharaoh want to leave Chip on the tarmac, and I want to leave Ashton Genty at daycare, but neither one of us getting what we want.
Damn, man. Hey, shots fired, bro. I told you when Severe compares Ashton Genty to David Montgomery or to any running back that's cool, that's okay, he's basically saying, without saying, that he's trash. But I'm not gonna say he's trash because I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to make it seem like I'm all out on him. You know what I mean? But I just want you to. He just wants to bring the expectation all the way down to David Montgomery because no one cares about David Montgomery. No one's
like, wait, that don't sound right. That don't sound right.
I'll put it like this. Put it like this. If I was David Montgomery, I'd be pissed that somebody was comparing me to Ashton Genty right now.
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny, man. Seahawks, Titans. Severe, who you got?
I gotta go Seahawks. Yes. Obviously, the upset is gonna be the Titans, but I'm looking at that one next to that 9.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got the Seahawks on this one. I ain't playing around. Who you got?
You can go this game for $22, dog.
Bro.
That's a crazy ticket. In Nashville, that's wild.
Like these games like this.
Like, how much is it? $22?
Games like this, we gotta play the spread. We gotta play the spread.
Bro. You can't even get a plate of food in California for $22, bro.
No dead ass, bro.
Facts. Mint, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Seahawks. All right, here you go. That's what we got. So Ashton Genty, he's not a bust, man.
Not a bust.
He's not a bust. It's just an argument can be had. A good argument can be had that the Raiders shouldn't have drafted a running back at 6. But
I think that argument is pretty much a wrap for that argument already, bro. But
all Severe is saying the same way you feel about Tyree Wilson being drafted in the top 10 might be the same way you're feeling about Ashton Genty in 3 years. That's all he's saying.
Damn,
I don't want to do Ashton like that though. I think Tyree is trash.
I'm not calling Genty a bet bust. I just want to put that out. I'm not calling Genty. I think Genty's gonna be a good player, but based off what the Raiders, if the Raiders can't block for him, then what was the point of drafting Ashton Genty at 6? That's the thing. But so they better make it a priority next offseason. They better.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. And that means coaching, and that means talent on that offensive line. Like, and to Marcus's point, where he was making a point that like he likes Genty in more of a power block, gap blocking system, that should be a priority. You got there's no reason why you should be doing the opposite. You know what I mean? Of what Genty's skill set is, because you should be trying to you should be trying to do whatever you can to see that investment through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there should be no point in you shouldn't be doing things that a running back shouldn't be doing. Like you should you know what? Genty sucks. All right, I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, that's what you want to hear. Genty sucks. I think that's what everybody wants to hear, man.
I don't think. Nobody wants to hear that. I've been on this island damn near by myself, and now everybody's starting to come over. I've been on a whole bunch of islands by myself, starting off, in some cases Pharaoh was on there with me, like the Pete Carroll one, obviously, but the Genty one, I was solo. I was solo on that island, and I
feel like we agreed a little bit.
Oh, on Genty. Oh yeah, but now people are starting to come to my side of thinking. At first it was Phil Sims, and it was like, you know what, Genty, I don't think you're that good. And Pharaoh, and then it was Ryan Clark. Yep, then it was Ryan Clark. Now it's Ocho and Shannon, and look.
But Marcus, if he's balling, but I'm telling you right now, if he's balling next season, they're gonna be like, oh man, Genty looks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If he's balling for the rest of his career, or for the majority of his career, or for the prime of his career, the whole narrative is gonna change. So I'm not out on Genty as being a bad player, or a bust. just want to make that clear. I think he could be a good player. But an argument can be had is like, should have you taken a running back at 6 when you could have went maybe T-Mac, wide receiver 1, who's balling out there with Carolina, or, you know, hindsight is 2020. You know what I mean? I was saying like we should have took a tackle at 6, but you know, you could make an argument that like, all right, Membu could have been a riskier pick just because he was a late riser. Kelvin Banks, no one throughout the pre-draft process was talking about taking Banks at number 6. But he was a guy that like Todd McShay was trying to connect the dots, but we all found out that was a smoke screen, and you know the Raiders went ahead and they drafted Genty. But it is what it is, man. Just don't be a bust. Don't be trash. If he's trash, that's when it's like that's what Tyree Wilson is. He's not good. You know what I mean? Like that is he's just not like all right. Like there are picks that are like for example, like a bust would be like a definition of bust would be Leatherwood, like no value, nothing. Yeah. Then there's guys who are bust who, like Cleveland Farrell types, where they're obviously not gonna live up to the hype of where they got picked, but they can be solid role players. Then there are guys who are good players. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know
so
what?
I think there's levels to this.
I think Tyree is that cusp between like role player and good player right now in his career. Just because like he contributes in the run game. Like that's just like I can't debate that. Like he's a good run defender. He just doesn't have anything on passing downs. Like rushing inside is cool, collapsing the pocket, but he hasn't been doing much. You know what I mean? As far as like we were talking before the show, like no one's helping Max, but like it's just a value thing, right? It comes down to like it's not as simple as like bust or not. It's just a value. It's like you have someone drafts in the top 10. You hope you get, you know, the most value that you can get from that player. We just haven't gotten it.
And what it's like, you know, it's like I know you guys watch Dave Chappelle, right? I remember one time Dave Chappelle, might have been I forgot which one of his specials it was, but he was talking about how the people in that room had all spent like $300 a ticket. And he's like, I did this same show in Atlanta last week for $80 a person. You like, damn, I spent $300 for what these other people got for $80, and that's what drafting Genty is like. Like, we spent $300 for what the Giants and the Browns and the Patriots spent $80 on. And he's like, bro, y'all could have took a flight to Atlanta, you know, stayed in a nice hotel, got a nice meal, and still saw the show for cheaper than what you're seeing it for today.
Yeah. That's the one part I can't even argue. It's just the value part that like it's just like hindsight is 2020, but like damn, if they took T-Mac and then because I'm looking at Judkins, I ain't gonna lie, I like him out there with the Browns. I mean, they don't have a whole lot on that offense, but I think he's nice. Or even Henderson, but I don't think this coaching staff wanted a Henderson type, meaning that they wanted a guy. I think maybe Chip Kelly, but since we all know Pete he wanted that running back. I think he wanted like a bell cow, a guy that he can give it to potentially like 20 plus carries a game or two, like, you know, too. And I don't know if Henderson is a guy that you can do that with. He's more of like an all around back, like who can, he's an explosive guy that you can give in the pass game and then, you know, obviously run the football, and you can give it to him like 14 times. He can run it for 100 yards type deal. I'm not sure if that was the back that they're looking for, but Judkins, I think that's the type of back. Scatabo, for sure. Like, or who's another running back that fits? There hasn't been really a lot of running backs outside of maybe the guy. They haven't got a lot of opportunity. I think maybe Denver.
Ollie Gordon's been all right in spot duties for them. But Devon Achane is so nice. It's like you don't really want to take him off the field. But that's Travion. But Travion is in that mode, right? He's been hurt a lot too. So, you know, maybe that was the worry.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is that like with Genty, who do you pair? Like, if Genty would play better in like he fits a more of a power blocking scheme, what OC would you pair with him? Because a lot of these OCs, they're all running zone blocking systems.
No, they do both.
Like,
they can do both.
Like so Mike
yeah,
McDaniel
like,
does both. Mike McDaniel does
yeah,
both?
Sean McVay will switch it up week to week depending on like who he's playing.
Switch it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like like it's not a lot of people make it out to be like it's like one size fits all. Like if you get a Josh McDaniels type, you'll get like a power gap scheme. You're gonna have someone pulling, like on most plays. They'll run duo where it's like that's like a zone play where they double, interior, like I think the guards, right? Like they use they use like the center and the guard to like double like the 3-tech or something. Yeah, but like most of the time these dudes run both.
But Chip Kelly ran duo a bunch at Ohio State though. Like remember that big run that Judkins had in the national championship game? That was a duo run.
He's not running power though. He's not running any like power or gap runs with the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Daboll, I think, would run a power gap. I think he'd probably bring back a name that y'all familiar with, Carmen Brasillo.
Possibly.
He might bring him back because that was his offensive line. That's where he went to after the Raiders. He went to the Giants coaching staff, and he's the offensive line coach currently. But yeah, that's a lot of projection. I don't know. We're not there yet, but it is what it is. We got Jaguars, Cardinals. Who we got, Severe?
Jaguars. And if I ride with your Jaguars with your 4 lanes.
We got Minted.
Yeah, Jags.
All right, got Jags too.
Y'all believe in Jacoby Brissett, man? He threw for 450 some yards, bro.
Like 60 attempts, bro. Like damn.
Yeah, 57 attempts, man. He broke the NFL record.
Yeah. Oh man, a game of the week, man. Browns, Raiders. I guess I'm gonna stick to what I was saying, man. I think the Raiders mess up and win this game. They're gonna do this. Pete's gonna do something stupid. Who you got, Minted?
Dog, I don't. Like I agree with you. I'm like, this is the type of game the Raiders win, but I just look at this offensive line, and I look at the Browns front, and then I just even if the Raiders are playing good on defense, I could see the Browns defense scoring a touchdown in this game. Like that's how worried I am about it. So I'm gonna go Browns in this one. Are we doing a point prediction, or you want to say that to the end?
Oh, yeah. Let me do mine since I picked. So I picked the Raiders. They're gonna win this game 13-10.
Damn.
Because it's gonna be an ugly game on both sides. Because Browns, rookie QB Bratcher Graham.
Dog, I'm going 17-9. 17-9 Browns.
17-9 Browns. Okay, all right. 17-9 Browns. Severe, who you got?
I got the Browns. Myles Garrett's going to have a field day. Mason Graham's going to have a field day. You got Caillou Blue Kelly versus whoever else out there. Probably Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy's going to probably have a field day. Devin White versus Harold Fannin Jr. Oh, he's going to have a field day. If we can't rush the passer, it's a wrap. So I'm going to go Browns. I'm gonna go 19-10 Browns.
I thought you were gonna say 19-2. Thought you were gonna say 19-2, but 19-10 sounds better. What we got here? Rumor is Carol Spytek our odds because Spytek wouldn't spend money on veteran talent. Carol wanted to win now, but Spytek wanted to rebuild the right way. Shit. Hey, Pete got to go, man.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Like at least a younger coach can be more patient. A younger Pete Carroll would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
Like he would have been a part of the program, but he ain't young no more. So he know that. He's like, I ain't waiting for this. Like, I came here to win now. What are we doing? But he forgot what he said in the interview. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll culture and everything that he said in the interview went right out the window. Once he signed on the dotted line, he's like, these idiots.
Exactly.
they thought I was gonna be patient for a rebuild.
Damn, Space Beast got us getting our teeth kicked in.
What'd he say?
28-10.
Golly, Space Beast. God. Damn, man. You know what it is too? It's a little bit of like, you know, I think everybody in Raider Nation wants the Raiders to lose this game. In every game this season.
Yeah.
So they can, you know, guarantee themselves like
we got one person. What's your boy? What's your boy that was still believing like 3 weeks ago? Let's see what his belief is. You know what I'm talking about. It was in the chat.
Oh,
He was like, I still believe.
Oh man. Man. He
it's
know
like
who
Joseph
he
or something
is.
like that. That's like Joseph.
No. That's I know who it is. It's one of our 50-50 guys, man. Every Tuesday he be coming through. He's like, "Where's the faith, guys? Where's the belief and faith?"
Was it Frank Weber? Was it Frank Weber?
And it was funny. I think it might have been the same week of the Denver game. And then he came back in the chat. He's all like, "Yeah, man, I'm done." less than a couple of days. He came back. He's all like, "Yeah, I lost faith in this team."
That was the Henny talking for sure.
Because it was a short week. You know, they played Denver that week, so it was on Thursday.
Yeah,
so it was funny that like in like 2 days time, he just complete 180. Was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I lost my faith." Yeah, man, it is what it is. Let's get to the next game here. We got Eagles Cowboys. Oh, skipped it right here. Eagles Cowboys. Severe, who you got?
I'm going Eagles. But I don't know, the Cowboys, that defensive line, Overshown being back, Siobhan Revel being back, Deron Bland coming back. Ooh, that could be. I'm gonna go Eagles.
Who you got, Minute?
Man, I feel like Severe low key try to reverse psychology me right now.
He's done it a couple times.
He has, and I had my eye on this one for sure. Before I was like, okay, now he made it even sound even more enticing. I don't know. After
Quinn Williams.
Hear me out. All right, so like the last 2 wins the Eagles have been by like 3 points. It's been 16-9. You know what I mean? This is a divisional game. They're playing in Arlington. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys this week. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Severe.
Okay. And remember, Pharaoh said he picking what meant. So like that, I put Pharaoh down for the Cowboys. So we'll write it down. Pharaoh Cowboys as well. Let's get on to the next game, fellas.
Wait, hold on. I actually, hold on. Let me. It's too late. No, I'm
Stay.
I'm gonna go Eagles, man. I gotta. The Raiders are not gonna be the barometer of how good I think the Cowboys are. They gotta prove it to me. So I'm gonna go Eagles.
They were kneeling with 2 minutes left in the game, but they could have put up 40 if they wanted to.
Against the Raiders offense.
Against a Super Bowl. Remember, people, when I was criticizing Pete Carroll, they told me he won a Super Bowl. The Cowboys did that to a Super Bowl winning coach. You have no faith? Dakota Prescott.
Dakota.
It is what it is, man. We got
all the overs.
We got Falcons and Saints this week, divisional game.
Ugly.
One team, it kind of expected that they weren't going to really be that good. Another team kind of surprising that they're this bad. They'll at least be a little bit better, maybe closer to 500. They're 3-7 Falcons. They lost Penix for the season. He's gone.
Yeah, no.
But Cousins is their backup. Their expensive backup, probably the most expensive backup in the NFL.
He ain't back up no more.
Yeah. But the Saints got Tyler Shuck, and they kind of been playing well. Were they on a bye week last week? I know they had a win, surprising win. I feel like I was surprised that they won.
They're coming off a bye.
Yeah, it might have been. So before the bye, they actually had a win with Tyler Shuck starting. So that was like his first start, and they won. I think might have been against the Panthers, possibly. Might have been one of them teams.
You know what's funny? The last time Atlanta played the Panthers last week and lost in overtime, and then the Saints beat the Panthers the last time they played. So both their previous opponents were the Panthers in this case.
Yeah. Except, yeah, oh man, this is. You know what? Damn it! I haven't seen Cousins play this week or play this season. I don't know if he's had. I haven't seen Cousins play in a while.
Look, ass to be honest with you, but
yeah, like, I mean, if we're talking about like last year, but he was coming off an injury. But
now, he was ass when he came in for Penix. I want to say he was ass.
Saints defense is kind of underrated.
He get another week to prepare, so you never know.
Hey, this game got draft implications. So if Saints win this kind of drops them down too.
If they win, yeah.
But Falcons do got defense too. I'm gonna go Falcons. What you got, Minute?
I'm gonna go Saints here.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Coming off a bye at home, divisional game, backup quarterback.
What you got, Severe?
I am going to say it's tough for the Falcons because obviously Michael Penix is on IR. Drake London is hurt. I don't know if he's going to be playing. He's probably either doubtful or questionable. I don't know which one.
He's doubtful.
He's doubtful, so he's not playing. Most likely. But damn. I'm gonna go Falcons.
All right. We got Buccaneers and Rams. Ooh. Might be a playoff preview right here. Tampa Bay, Rams. Let's see. Bucks and Rams. Yeah, I can't. I gotta go Rams. Go Rams. Minty, who you got?
I'm just trying to make sure that no one crazy is injured real quick. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go Rams. I think they're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah. Hey, Stafford might win the MVP.
Damn, yeah.
Stafford, or maybe if Jonathan Taylor has like some type of historic season, like he keeps balling out, like he might be a dark horse, but it's like an uphill battle with a running back. If a quarterback is balling, but who you got, Severe?
Yeah, the way Jonathan Taylor been running, man, you almost had to give to him.
Especially the Colts, they continue to win too.
Yeah, exactly. Especially it's like the expectations. Man, it's hard. It's gonna be hard for. It's a live dog, man. Anytime it's a live dog like this, I gotta take them. I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Oh, you got
the Bucks.
You got the Rams. You got the Bucks.
We got the Bucks. Yeah.
Got you. This would be a tough win too. Tough win.
So anyway, I either got to finish last by a mile or catch up, bro. It's only two options here.
Minted, man. Who you got? Panthers, 49ers, Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football in Santa Clara. Looks like Brock Purdy's going to be back. Panthers are coming off a win. In overtime against Kirk Cousins. Man, I'm sounding this one out. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna go San Francisco. I already have 3 upset picks. I'm gonna go San Francisco.
Damn, man. I want to pick the Panthers because I need an upset pick. But I feel like this is 49ers is going to beat their ass. Kyle Shanahan's going to have something cooking on Monday Night Football. Brock Purdy had them rolling. They were rolling last game. I think they played the Cardinals, which is the Cardinals ain't really.
Yeah. They're a sneaky team, man.
Man, oh yeah, I only had one upset. Damn, I'm gonna have to do it. I got Panthers. Okay.
I ain't mad at it.
Damn, let's see how we gotta do this because it makes sense. I was leaning heavy Panthers. I just knew Pharaoh was going to pick the Niners because every time he picks the Panthers, they lose, bro. So I gotta go with the Niners. Every time, it ain't been a single time that I can remember Pharaoh picked the Panthers and he won.
Hold up. You might be right. Hold up, you might be right.
Let me actually walk that back.
They could be on a 6-game win streak if Pharaoh pick them and they'll lose.
Hold on, let me see. Well, I've had bad luck picking in. Damn,
this is going back to last year. It's not even just this season.
Let me see. Hold up. Panthers. Hold up. What? Let me see.
I see.
He's out here running through the records right now. He's got the archives open.
Yeah, I got the archives, man. Hold up. Panthers. Did I pick him? Damn, I haven't picked him in a minute too. And then last time I picked
and
him.
Look, and the Panthers are how many? Look, the Panthers are 6-5. You haven't picked them. Now watch, you gonna pick them.
And I know this game. I know this game, man. I know the 49ers are gonna. I had to pick an upset. I only had one, so I gotta damn, man.
Hey, man, you could wait till next week. You know, if this, you gotta pick your punches. If this ain't the one, this ain't the one.
Nah, I already did what I had to do. It is what it is.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? I believe it, man. I think if it's a God out there, man, help me out, man.
Oh, man.
Please, come on, man. Hey, hopefully David Canales got the best game plan of his life.
Man. Yeah, you got Tedero. You got Tedero on your side.
Yeah,
for real. But yeah, man, that wraps up NFL picks for this week. Just to recap some of the picks. Severe, you got an upset pick with the Steelers. Mint got an upset pick with the Vikings, which is not a bad pick. Severe got an upset pick with the Chiefs and Colts. That's not a bad upset. And I got an upset pick with the Raiders and Browns.
Look.
Oh man.
Look.
Oh,
Pharaoh,
you know
what happened?
Hey. Oh, I got 3 upset picks.
Yeah, 3.
Oh no. I see. I'm glad I looked it over. So I went Eagles, right? I picked the Eagles, and Mint, you went with the Cowboys.
Yeah. I think you both went with the Eagles. I went with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Now, that's what I'll say. So what happened last time you picked the Raiders, Pharaoh? Huh? Did you pick the Raiders against the Cowboys too? Did you not just do that? Did we not see you just do that?
Yes. I know.
And
man.
as soon as that game kicked off, how did you feel about that pick? Before a single play was played in the game.
You know what it was? It was because of the player. They had the player's face on his t-shirts, and like it was just like, yeah. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna lose, man. When they got like a player that just died, I was like, yeah, they lost. They lost. It's just it was too much on the line. Too much on the line.
Pharaoh, this week though.
Are we at home? Are we at home for this game?
Yeah. But we're playing them. It don't matter where we're playing, bro. At this point, it don't matter where we're playing. But
that's fact.
Pharaoh, the thing that matters this week, though, we're playing a rookie quarterback in their first start.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pick the right. You're picking. It's like, oh man.
A rookie quarterback in their first start, but Patrick Graham, I think he plays well against rookies.
Yeah,
overall.
that's true. That's true.
I think overall, like he plays pretty well against young quarterbacks, and he's gonna look. I don't know. I'm just
shit out of him.
Yeah, no, they're gonna blitz. They're gonna do whatever, But you never know, man. Hey, Shador, he's out on a mission, man, because they've been trying to like keep him away from that spot. You know what I mean? Like they haven't really given him an opportunity. Like when you heard like he never played for the ones at all since he's been with the team, so like that kind of contributed to like the. Him kind of being not on the same page chemistry wise with like the starters and stuff like that. So he's had a whole week to prepare, but I don't know. It's a young QB. Raiders probably gonna, I think Patrick Graham's gonna have some cooking up. But on offense, that's the problem. Is the Raiders offense? It's just Myles Garrett. It's just Myles Garrett just gonna. Yeah. He might have like a Hall of Fame game. Because the Raiders' offensive line there's no one that could block him. There's not one person on the offensive line that can block him. But,
I would believe you on that Patrick Graham thing if Pete Carroll wasn't the one that's – Pete Carroll's like, no, Patrick, erase all of that. Erase all of that off that whiteboard, brother.
Cover 3 sky every play, dog.
Exactly. You know what we came to do. You know what we came. What did Marshawn Lynch say when he said, "You already know why I'm here." You know I'm here. You know why Pete Carroll is here to run that cover 3, baby.
Yeah, Mint Beats he's here, man. We're talking to him.
We're talking about like on his channel.
No. He's not
trapped in time.
Yeah,
trapped in time.
Sanders was playing a little fast, but had a few moments where I see potential. Raiders offense has none of that. Yeah,
did somebody drop like a touchdown for him?
Look. I'm not. It's not a confident pick for me, because the Browns have shut down better offenses than the Raiders. They shut down like Green Bay, like really bad. Like I think it was did Green Bay. Did they even score a touchdown? I don't know if they scored like maybe one touchdown the entire game. That's like it was a weird low scoring game. I'm like, what the hell? The Browns defense.
13-10.
Yeah, that's in today's NFL. That is crazy. 13-10.
That's wild. Yeah,
it should tell you something about their defense and Myles Garrett show coming to town. So, yeah, this is going to be look.
And the Raiders are on a short week too.
The national Yeah, and the national media, they do the weekly picks, and MGD always picks the Raiders to win. It was like a mix of the Raiders winning and the Browns winning, 50-50. And then one of the picks, Adam Rank, I think, said the final score was going to be a tie, and it was going to be 2-2.
That's disgusting.
Wow. But that should tell you like how bad like both teams are, man, at this time. So it is what it is. But, hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Great show, great conversation. Definitely check out the replay if you missed it. Especially check out the interview we had with Marcus coming through and just talking about the Raiders season. Obviously, my guy Minted coming through and chopping it up with us. Definitely check him out or check out the conversation that we had today and the NFL picks, man. So, I mean, it ain't over, but, whew, man, he got a nice little comfortable lead, man. We got a nice little comfortable lead. So we're going to try this. We're just going to have to figure out a way, man. We might have to I might have to start doing reverse psychology. Like, Minted, the Raiders are going to win every game. Like, you know what I mean? Might have to do something to trick them or something like that. But that being said, Minted, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Yeah, first and foremost, I appreciate y'all having me again. I know the season isn't going according to plan, but, even if you're not watching the games, y'all should still tap in with Around the Shield, 50-50 show. They're going to give you, authentic takes. They're not going to be, lying to you, giving you, rose-colored glasses takes from, like Raiders media, stuff like that. So definitely keep tapped in with our boys here. But you can follow me at mint.beats everywhere, social media, Instagram. That's probably where I'm the most active. I do have a YouTube. Thanks to Space Beats for asking. I do have some beats up there as well. Like I have some of my music, some of my projects. But if you're interested in listening to my music, mint.beats everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. But yeah, tap in.
All right, let me try to hook up the chat with the
link.
With the link real quick. All right, cool. I think I got the link right here. So I'm gonna link them to your YouTube, and on your YouTube page, it has all your links, right? For everything social media. Okay. Cool. That's what I'm about to do right now. Post it, y'all. Make sure you head over, subscribe, hit up the links. You know what I mean? As you can hear, man, this show is produced by Mint Beats, man. My God.
Right.
He blessed the channel with his beats, man. So we appreciate him for doing that. So check out the chat for Mint Beats link right there, YouTube link. So definitely go over and subscribe. His links is on the page. So you can hit that up so you can follow him all over social media and support my guy. And Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Man, you guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, X, TikTok, IG, everywhere. The Severe Raider. Man, I'm doing this thing. It's like 5 days a week. Goddamn 5 days a week, man. Sunday and Wednesdays in the Raider War Room with my guys. Tuesdays and Thursdays, obviously, Pharaoh, my bro Pharaoh, and then Mondays. It's the solo dolo, man. So tap in with your boy.
Yes, sir. We'll be back next week, 50-50 show. Obviously, next Thursday, as you know it, Around the Shield, and we'll have guests. We'll have plenty to talk about. The Raiders always keep it interesting. So definitely check us out. And then also follow us all over social media, Around the Shield on X and IG for the latest and greatest with the Raiders, memes, podcast clips, all that good stuff. You'll find it there. Definitely check it out. Definitely get a follow, as well as myself all over social media and everybody that's on the screen, as you can see. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Any last thoughts before we head out?
That's hilarious, Space Beast. The more
Raiders
lose, the stronger I get.
The more Raiders lose, stronger Severe gets. Damn,
ain't even his final form yet, dog. Super Saiyan 2
power
right
coursing
now,
through my veins.
I'll look into that pick'em thing. Yeah, man. If you have an idea, like, we'll definitely try to incorporate it. Yeah. Make it more interactive.
Said something about ESPN. I'll look into that.
Yeah, for sure. Just submit. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, appreciate the subs, y'all.
Yeah. Space Beast right here.
Y'all run them up, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Yeah, man. Hey, we'll be back here next week, and we'll see what happens this weekend, man. I really don't. My expectation is, hopefully we see some of the young guys play, and that's about it, man. I really don't care what happens. Actually, I do care a little bit. I'm kind of conflicted. Damn, I probably shouldn't have picked the Raiders to win, because I really want them to lose. If I'm being real,
I remember you was conflicted. Was using your influence.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, man, we out of here, man. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.